Hey now.
I cannot believe that you just stole my hey now.
Did I?
Can you believe this guy?
Hey
Can you believe this guy? I
now.
hope I hope that the stream didn't catch that because sometimes it's like a couple seconds before you start, it doesn't catch.
It's your
Wow.
boy Adam Infinite.
Hey now! It's your boy PSA Stitch here with a Thursday stream with
Yeah.
everyone's favorite thief, stealer, and
What?
all around bad work wife, Adam Friend.
What's up? You said I was a good work wife before the stream began, but
That was before you stole my hey now.
enough tomfoolery. We're
Yes.
here to talk about serious stuff, okay?
Serious stuff.
One of
Actually,
our
yes,
one
actually
of our
serious stuff. So,
pals has been
we
yeeted from YouTube.
yes, we were actually going to stream today about something completely different. And then
Mhm.
last night, late last night, Nick Rekieta was
Yeah,
banned, permanently banned, by the way.
right.
This is not a suspension. This is a permanent ban from YouTube. The
Yeah.
reason for
F's
this
in
is
the chat
because,
for our fallen comrade.
yeah, well, first of all, we're all hoping that he's going to get reinstated. The reason for this is that he got 3 strikes on his YouTube account. The
Wow.
I don't know what the first strike was for. The second strike was the wall comment. The
Okay.
Now, if
Which
you don't know,
we did a stream on this. Yes.
right now, if you don't know, basically what happened was uh, Nick was talking about Keffels. Nick was kind of covering all the Kiwi Farm drama about Keffels trying to get Kiwi Farm erased from the internet, basically. And through the context of that, of course, it came out. A lot of people were discussing how Keffels was helping an organization which supposedly was either sending or had the ability to send children, minors, without their parents' permission, had the ability to send minors uh, do-it-yourself hormones or something.
Or directions
For
how to make hormones with
Yes, or
over
for
the
directions how to
counter
make or
supplies. Yeah.
acquire, yes, do-it-yourself hormones without a doctor's note, without a parent's permission for transitioning,
Right.
which is kind of totally insane, obviously.
Right. Yeah. The people who own this website were bragging about doing this too as well. So
Yes. And though interestingly enough, when recently when Destiny was doing his manifesto on Keffels and was looking into this website, was archiving links, they noticed all this and they started to quickly try to erase all the links and all the language that had anything to do with minors,
yeah.
all to prevent exposure. So very sus. But in the context of all that, Nick had made a comment where he said basically, if Keffels is sending hormones to underage children without their parents' permission, Keffels, deserves to be on the wall next to all the rest of the groomers and pedophiles.
Right.
And so that got him a strike. Um, I
Are
don't know
you
if we want to discuss that, Adam. But
well the technicality that they say is, classically against the wall. A lot of people in common parlance will say, this is a very tough week. My back is really up against the wall.
mm,
What they're saying is, I'm in a bad position, and it comes from
right.
being up against the wall with a firing squad aimed at you, like you've been sentenced to death, right? So I don't think, if someone's having a rough week and they say, my back is against the wall this week, obviously that's not the connotation of a death threat. But if you say somebody, deserves to be put up against the wall, I think that can be construed as a death threat. The technicality to get around it, and the one that I see people using, is they say this person belongs on the wall, as in their picture belongs on the wall as a, wanted poster. But I mean, even the connotation there is kind of dead or alive if you're
Well,
talking about a
okay.
wanted
So
poster. So,
after he said the wall comment, he said, the next time you see a steamroller, like put yourself under it or something.
okay. So
But I mean, obviously, to me, like, okay, to
it's
me,
kill yourself, basically. People
yeah,
say
but
this all the
right.
time, right?
But to me, first of all, when it comes to the steamrolling comment, that's so silly That's such like that's like
It's
a cartoon.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's like it's a funny cartoon. Like, oh, go find a steamroller to put yourself under. Like, to me, I think there's no. I don't have a problem with people on YouTube. Unless someone is like having a mental breakdown. I don't have a problem with a YouTube creator telling another YouTube creator to like go off of themselves in Minecraft slash in a steamroller. I don't really have a problem with that.
Hmm.
And I don't think that should be against TOS. And I don't really I don't think, you could say that the wall comment was stupid, which I agree it was stupid, because you could probably predict that you get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should get in trouble for that. I
Right.
think and this is my problem with it. Keffels and her audience were saying, "Oh, Nick is putting a death threat against me," and it's like, no, someone saying that like you deserve to die does not equate to a death threat.
I
Those are
agree.
very different things.
Yes.
And to me, it's preposterous that someone says, "Oh, well, if you're a YouTuber and you have a large audience, you simply saying that someone deserves to die for doing something means that like some crazy person in your audience is gonna go kill them." Like, I don't think that's true. Now, if you were to talk about it every day, and you were to be like, somebody needs to do something about this person, right? Like, then I'm like, well, maybe that's kind of a different situation, right? But
Yeah.
if you just say once, like, oh, this person's doing a bad thing and they deserve, to be in the same position as like pedophiles or groomers or something. I don't think that's a death threat to me at all.
Pedophiles generally get the wood chipper though. It's a different situation.
Yeah, but okay, but that's a good comparison. So like if there was a YouTuber
Right.
who was outed as a pedo, and
Right.
you said they deserve the wood chipper. Okay.
Then you're targeting a specific individual. So
Right, but it was the same thing with Keffels. It wasn't Keffels was not targeted on the basis of her trans identity.
no, she was
Keffels
targeted
was
directly. Yeah.
right, and for action, and it was for giving underage hormones to children. Okay.
Right.
But by using the pedo example, like if some YouTuber's out as a pedo, and you said or I said, oh, they deserve to be put in the wood chipper with the rest of the pedos. Should we get a strike on our channel for saying that?
We should not get a strike for anything. Anything we say or do
No, but I mean
is above
seriously. But I
board.
mean, obviously, me and Adam are saints.
Right.
Okay, and everything we say is correct, even when we disagree with each other.
Right.
Even
Of
when we say something
course.
that's wrong, it's still correct. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
metaphorically.
But if Keffels did this on her channel, she
Right.
definitely should get a strike.
Right. But what I'm saying is, I don't under that pedo example, I don't think we should get. I don't think any YouTuber should get a strike for making that kind of comment.
I think you should be able to say kill yourself, especially if somebody's like coming at you. Like it's
Yes,
such
that's true.
common. I mean, it's such a, and the reason I brought up the my back is against the wall comment is because it's like an everyday saying people say all the time.
Right.
It's not equated to a death threat, right?
Right.
It's become kind of cliche even to say kill yourself or,
Well, that's even more, well, that's even different. Like, yeah, when you tell someone to kill yourself, it's obviously not a death threat,
yeah.
you know. But I think YouTube considers that bullying or harassment or
Well, I
something
just,
of that nature.
but it's in the context of a back and forth. Well, and I don't necessarily know if it was a back and forth. You have to be, and this came up in the stream where we covered this before. You have to be aware that you're going to be treated unfairly on YouTube. That's just like a
Right.
given. So you either accept that and try to stay within the bounds of respectable discourse, or you don't, and you risk your channel. So,
Right. Right. Right.
which I mean, I on the stream I said, that this I characterized what Nick had done as potentially, a mistake, and then people were saying that it was, not a mistake because of this technicality. I don't know that technicality will get you very far with the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
gods.
Well, they
So
don't care.
yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
Exactly, exactly. So I mean, hopefully he gets his channel back. I saw a thing where he's got a rep that's relatively high up, and I mean he's close to 500,000 subs. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess we'll see what happens. I don't know that any of that helped Sargon, who's been through similar situations on YouTube. So what is your take? Do you think he's got a good chance of getting his YouTube channel back?
I do
Okay, good.
because we were just talking about the second strike. So I'm going to talk about the third strike. Okay, the one that actually got his channel deleted.
Right.
Um, so the third strike, which I have some clips for, was that so after all the this is directly related to the second strike. So after the comment that Nick made about Keffels and the wall, Keffels got her community to not only mass flag Nick on YouTube, but to send bar complaints to Minnesota, where Nick has his law uh, license, and to try to get him disbarred,
Right. Which
and
is
based on his
pathetic.
comment.
I mean, obviously they're doing it over
Right.
nonsense.
Right. Which is, and this is the problem with sort of like the woke side of things is that they're just it's like what was that? Oh, it's that it's the was it the Clark? No, it's the Huxley quote that
Yeah.
Chud Logic, you know, brought to us about how there's no drug greater than basically getting people whipped up in a frenzy of righteous anger, essentially. When
Right.
people believe that they're, enacting some righteous crusade, oh, it gets them so excited, so erect, so hard, and so pumped to go after people. And it's just disgusting how, because of sort of the way the culture is at the moment, that you have all these like literally insane people who have a host of personality and mental disorders that can and are willing to go to wherever you work and try to get you fired, try to get you completely deleted from the internet and from life itself.
Yeah.
And so Keffels had her crew send, I believe they sent like something like 40 to 44 bar complaints against Nick, trying to
40.
get him
Holy
disbarred.
shit.
Okay. Trying to get Nick disbarred. Like it's
44.
so
44 complaints.
right. It's so disgusting to me that you have Keffels, a person who basically scammed $100,000 from her own audience. Okay. So Keffel says, I need money because I have to move because I'm in danger. Um, and I'm going to sue the police for the swatting that happened against her. And she doesn't. So then when she goes to Europe, all she does is continually out her location of where she's staying. So she obviously doesn't give a fuck about,
Yeah, she
she's not
doesn't
that
feel
concerned
like
about it.
she's in danger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She's jumping around to all these places, taking pictures of every place that she's at, so everyone knows where she's at. And then and she also said that she needed the money to recover her laptop and other, you know, and her phone and other things because the police had taken it all in their investigation, which was a lie because they all got it back, 3 days later. And Keffels kept increasing the price of the GoFundMe every day because every day would reach, whatever she asked for. And so she'd increase it until it ended up being $100,000. She's not going to sue the police department because there's nothing to really sue them for. She's not going to end up moving. She just went on a fucking European vacation. So she scammed $100,000 from her audience. She, first of all, even if you don't like Kiwi Farms, which is fine, you know, due to Jesse Single's investigation and due to Destiny's manifesto, it's pretty clearly that Kiwi Farms were not the people that swatted Keffels. So she brought all this hassle onto Joshua Moon, owner of Kiwi Farms website. She got it made it a public issue. All these papers wrote about it. Basically, I think Kiwi Farms is back, but basically got it temporarily deleted from the internet. They lost their cloud flare protection. Blah 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 blah. She sent harassment directly at Joshua Moon's mother, of all people. I don't know if you knew this.
I
She
did.
doxed
Yeah.
Joshua
It's
Moon's
terrible.
mother and sent harassment to her, tried to get her in trouble, tried to get her fired just because of what her son is doing.
Everything they're accusing other people of doing, they're doing themselves
Yes,
tenfold.
yes, right. She called on that. So before Cloudflare dropped Kiwi Farms, there was some Cloudflare server in Ukraine, and she was like trying to get Ukrainian people
Yeah,
or
I
the
saw that.
government to like blow up the building because she's like, oh, the people in Kiwi Farms are pro Russia, so you Ukrainian should like go do something about this. Okay, so she's directing harassment, she's directing violent threats at people far more directly than Nick has ever done,
Right. Yeah.
and yet because she has the shield of her transgender identity, it's like it just water rolls off her back
Yeah.
like a duck,
It's
like a
terrible.
like a dirty, dirty duck.
Well, let's not bring ducks into this, okay?
Yeah.
Let's not. Ducks are adorable, and I don't want to disparage the duck population.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
ducks are much nicer than Keffels is being.
Right, right.
Which
And
it's just she seems to be completely dishonest, which I think obviously Destiny's Manifesto, God love him. I mean, he went through all the time it takes to pull out all the contradictory clips and play them back to back. So you can see she's got a tenuous touch with what's actually happening around her and has no qualms about being dishonest,
right,
on the reg.
right. Oh, and yes, Keffels, who is so concerned about her safety that she has to flee to Europe, which doesn't really make any sense when you're talking about getting doxxed, because you can get doxxed anywhere in the earth.
Mm-hmm.
uh, but she's so concerned that she's coming back to America to go to TwitchCon. You know, that's how concerned to be in public because she's so concerned. When in reality, it's like no, she wants to go to TwitchCon and basically take a victory lap and have all the bread tubers basically bow down to her. So
Right. She's taking out right wing opponents. This
right,
is what they love to do.
exactly.
If Keffels didn't, I mean, I've watched some of Keffels' content and it's just
It's
horribly
horrible.
boring. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So without the we're all going to band together and get people canceled, she's got nothing. She's not
Right.
entertaining.
No, right. Well, that's what's funny is because she has such a large Twitter following. She has all this influence because Taylor Lorenz, Jesus, is like, sucking up to her.
The
But yeah,
queen of cancel culture,
the
Taylor
queen
Lorenz,
of cancel culture.
is
Yeah.
right in that cancel culture ecosystem.
Yes.
She like runs that ecosystem.
Oh, here's an interesting sidetrack. So someone figured out Taylor Lorenz's background.
Right.
Her uncle owns Internet Archive Wayback Machine.
No way.
And so, because people thought it was weird that Taylor Lorenz, she's trying to cancel everyone. She got the Wayback Machine and Internet Archive to basically not to exclude her tweets from being archived or waybacked, essentially. And people were like, huh, that's weird that she was able to do that. Well, first of all,
Well,
it's hypocritical, obviously. If you're supposed to be some woke warrior of justice trying to cancel people, why are you hiding your own tweets? That's pretty suspicious. But then people thought, oh, it's weird that she was able to do that. Turns out she's able to do that because her uncle literally runs the thing.
well, I've heard the Wayback Machine will not catalog anything as long as you're the owner of it. If you
You
ask
can,
them.
you can, there's a process in which you, I believe, can ask them to exclude yourself.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's on Twitter. I know, like, on your site, you can ask them to exclude your site. I don't know if any person can exclude their own Twitter.
Right.
But she was able to do it instantaneously, obviously, because she just picked up the phone and called her uncle and said, exclude me. And it turned out, of course, that she comes from a family of millionaires. So,
Obviously.
obviously.
Yeah, she's a activist. But
Right.
she doxed Libs of TikTok,
Lives of
outed Libs
TikTok.
of
Right.
TikTok famously. So I
Yep.
mean, yeah, this is her game.
Right. But back to Keffels. So Keffels is doing all the things she's accusing her opponents of doing, and worse. She's doxing people. She's harassing people. She's threatening people. And so when the 44 Keffels fans tried to disbar Nick, when you file a bar complaint, you have to put your name, your address, your email address, and your phone number. You have to put all your personal information on this because obviously you are like, which you should, if you're going to try to get someone disbarred, which is a huge deal. Because basically what you're saying is this person who spent all this time going to law school, all this time practicing law, they should no longer be allowed to do this in the state. You're trying to take away all those years of life from them and all the future potential gainings in life afterwards. You're trying to take it all away. So obviously you should have to put something on the line, even if it's something as minor as your name and your address.
I doubt that is legitimate information, though. I would hazard a guess that none of those people use their real names and addresses.
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Why?
I think they did use the real name. Maybe they use fake addresses. I don't know. I'm assuming that the bar would look into it.
Well,
Like
we
if
don't
you
know
put,
that they did.
I don't know for sure, but I would,
They're
I would
not gonna look
imagine,
into that. There's not.
I would, I disagree because as I said, getting someone if the bar disbars someone, that's a huge deal. Okay.
Right, but
And so
they get some online complaint. It's some online form that's been filled out.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is before they disbar someone, they take those claims very seriously.
Well, he
I
hasn't been
wouldn't.
disbarred though.
I know. I
He just
know.
got the complaints.
I know. But what I'm saying is, um, well, they didn't. No, they sent the complaints and they decided not to disbar Nick. Okay, so they closed the investigation on it.
Because they investigated all those people and found out that they used fake names and addresses and they weren't
Well,
real
no, it's
people.
because they said that what he did doesn't violate, what they consider the ethics of being a lawyer. Okay, which
Okay.
I agree with. They don't. But no, what I was going to say is, I would be shocked if the Minnesota bar doesn't check people's names and addresses to make sure these are real people. Because otherwise, what would stop someone from creating a bunch of bot accounts and sending like 100 bar complaints against some lawyer they don't like?
So, but maybe they got 150 complaints and could only verify 45 with actually real names and addresses. Who knows?
Well, I'm just I willing to bet that they were real names and real addresses and real personal
What
information.
makes you willing to bet that? Just the bar checked into it?
Yes.
I would take that bet. I don't know
Okay.
if we can figure it
I
out, but
think
I mean,
I think the bar
I'll go
would
$20. Like what the hell?
I think well, I don't know if we'll ever find out, but I
Listen,
would imagine
A Keffels fan is like, let me use my real name and address on here. Well, maybe because they feel like they're fighting for justice. They want their
right.
name. They're like,
I
I
would
did it. I'm a professional.
I would imagine that if people were using fake information,
Mhm.
um, that they would have in the investigation report that they sent Nick, I imagine they would have said like, we checked, these names and it was, these are not real things. I imagine that would have happened. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, so there's these 44 or so people that made these bar complaints. The personal information, they send them to the bar. The bar investigates and says, we're not going to get rid of Nick for this. Don't be silly. And part of the procedure is that they then send their investigation with the bar complaints to Nick himself.
Hmm.
And so Nick has all these bar complaints with these people's personal information. And we'll play the clip that I found from the stream that it was taken down from YouTube, but it's still up on Rumble. Or I'm sorry, it's still up on Rumble and Odyssey and Locals, I think. And in it, Nick says that he's going to read the complaints, which he does. He just, for the purposes of YouTube, he redacts the addresses, the email addresses, and the phone numbers, but he reads the complaints with their names. And he says that on his Locals, he's going to post um, the unredacted complaints with all people's personal information on.
Right.
Okay.
So people can check out and find out if they're real names and addresses.
Right. And so this is the clip, and we'll see if we
Part one of
feel
two. Is that where I'm going here?
yeah, part one of two. Well, actually, first, before should we look at the YouTube terms of service first? Does that make more sense?
If you want.
YouTube's terms of service doxing. People were saying that Nick doxed people. Okay. So let me send you the relevant picture regarding doxing.
On the terms of service?
Yes.
I mean, you can't just tell us.
Well, just bring it up.
Okay.
I send it to you. We
I'll
need
bring it up.
proof. Okay.
I like proof. Proof is always good. I always try to have a little extra proof in my daily life. Just to let people know I'm serious. Fucking serious as a heart attack on this shit. Okay, here we go. Other types of content that violates this policy. Revealing someone's personally identifiable information. Oh, look. PII.
The pie, yes. The P. Such as their home address, their email address, sign-in credentials, phone numbers, passport numbers, medical records, or bank account information. Note, this does not include public posting widely available public information. Public information can include an official's phone number or the phone number of a business. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So as you see, it says YouTube's terms of service says don't post their home address, their email address, or their phone number. It doesn't say anything about you can't say a person's name. It doesn't say
Doesn't.
anything about that. Then the
Con-
second set,
yeah, go ahead.
and the next part under that, which is useful. So it says content that incites others to harass or threaten individuals on or off YouTube.
That could be, this could be construed as that. That's so broad right there.
Right.
That's so broad. That's that's where the name comes into play right there.
Well, that's the problem is, as you said, that is so broad. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like if we do a video on, we did a video on Sunday on Innuendo Studios and we're criticizing his content and how insane his worldview is. Does that, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess theoretically someone could watch a video that we make complaining about someone and they could go harass someone. I wouldn't say that that's incitement. To me, incitement, and this is what we'll watch the clip with Nick for and why I think it's important. To me, the only fair and real way to get someone for incitement is to say, hey, my audience, go attack this person. Right.
Yep.
Or even if you're kind of coy about it, like, oh, I'm going to put, all this personal information up here. And if you want to go attack them, be my guest. Like if you do anything in that realm, I'd say, okay, maybe that's incitement, but we'll see if Nick actually did that. And then the other part that also is relevant to this is content that encourages abusive fan behavior, such as doxing, dogpiling, brigading, or off-platform targeting.
Yeah, that's pretty broad too.
Now, of course, all of this directly applies to Keffels. Keffel has done all these things.
Of course, yeah, no. Major hypocrisy going on here.
Right.
It's not that just Keffels has done these things. Keffel's entire internet presence is devoted to these things.
Mm-hmm.
That's her MO.
Right.
Like this is what she got in this tussle with Destiny and moved straight to Nick Rekieta. Like she's just like, oh, I need a target. Otherwise I don't have any content this week.
Right.
And it's not a target in the sense of I need someone to debate some issue. It's a target. I want to deplatform this person.
Yep.
I want this person removed from the internet. That's insane.
So this is the rules. So we'll see. We can bring up the clip. We'll see if we think Nick violated that TOS in the comments that he said. And give me a countdown because I have it up too.
Reading these
part 1 of
45
2.
complaints.
This is I think I have the wrong one up. 1 of 2 or 2 of 2? 2 of 2?
1 of 2. We're gonna watch both, but
okay, 1 of 2.
One.
Here we go. 3, 2,
For
1.
the sake of YouTube and being extremely cautious on YouTube's rules, I will not be reading addresses, phone numbers, or anything like that online. The names I will absolutely read. I'll absolutely read. I've gone through and I've redacted the addresses for the
so there
purposes
you see
of
right
this.
there. Nick obviously read the terms of service. Yeah, says I will not be violating, the personal information part of it whatsoever.
Correct. Okay. But did he read down to content that incites harassment or threatens individuals?
Well, that's the thing. We'll see, because that's a matter of interpretation.
That's so wide, though.
Right.
That's so wide. That's why I'm just like,
Stream.
So anyway, give me a count.
Oh, I hold on. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1, go.
However, I am a believer in full transparency. And I am also a believer that if you believe in something, that you can put your information on it. And they did, I guess. So I will post them to my locals page.
He even says they did, I guess.
I'll post the unredacted documents to my locals page.
He doesn't even know.
Because fuck
he says,
you.
Oh. Okay.
That's right. Fuck you. The First Amendment exists.
Now he's telling the people to fuck you.
The First Amendment has always existed, and you attempted to employ
pause it for a second. Okay. Yeah. I don't see how you get around. He's talking about these people.
Mm-hmm.
and that he's a firm believer in transparency, and they posted their
Right.
names, and that now he's saying fuck you to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So?
how is that not threatening? I mean,
Wait. Just okay. Let's listen to the whole thing
I'm
before
just
you.
saying from
I don't, because I don't agree that this
This
is
is-
incitement or threatening at all.
hold on, but you have to agree that this
Mhm.
is a rabbit duck situation. Okay. There is a rabbit here and there is a duck here, and you can see it whichever way you feel so inclined to see, which is the problem.
To some extent, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a giant problem.
I'm not going to say that he's not pushing it up to the line. 'Cause
Yeah,
he is.
he's saying
Right.
Of course
But
he is.
I do not think this crosses the line at all.
right.
At all.
I 100% agree that you can interpret this as not crossing the line. But I do think you can interpret this as crossing the line, which people will do and are doing, and YouTube has done, which
Right.
it's just
Well-
it's not healthy.
Well, let's watch this and then part 2, because he says explicitly that he doesn't want to destroy anyone's life.
Okay.
So maybe that's additional context before we pass judgment.
Well, I'm not passing. Look, Nick is a friend of the channel. Okay. I said in the first stream, I didn't even want to talk about this shit because I didn't want Nick to get in trouble. Now Nick is like,
well, he's already in trouble, so it doesn't matter.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I just hope he gets his channel back. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
To interfere with my life. Fuck you. I got nothing for you. Got not a drop of sympathy. I don't care. Oh, you also lied. You also lied. So I guess I'm really just having trouble garnering a shred of sympathy about that. And yeah, I have none. I have none.
Okay. It's done. So he's saying that they lied, obviously, in the reports. I want to hear the reports. Have you listened to the reports?
I have listened to the reports, yeah.
So can you give us the broad strokes on the reports? It's just ridiculous
They say
lies.
that Nick threatened Keffel's life.
Okay. Which
They
is a lie.
they take his on the wall comment and they try to spin it like it's a direct threat of either by Nick or that Nick is trying to get his audience to, go after Keffel's violently or something.
Right. Gotcha.
So
They construe it as a death threat.
right.
Let's you ready to do this one? Second
Yeah.
one? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
They will be posted to locals after the stream, and that's that. They'll just be there in the locals archive forever. I guess you could complain to locals if you want to try and get them taken down. I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not going to do it. P.S. Fuck you, you piece of garbage. You see, here's the thing: if you try and destroy my life, I won't try and destroy yours ever. I don't care at all. I'm apathetic about it, which means I'm completely neutral to the information you gave me, and I will not be censoring it. Ultimately, obviously for YouTube, I think addresses are a weird place, but I'm not taking any chances on that right now.
Okay. It's done.
Okay. Oh, maybe we should watch the other clip, the one above all.
For the
those.
sake of
First clip
Okay.
I posted. See the one that says, "Here's the clip in question."
Here we go. Clip in question.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Reading these 45 complaints that I got will only take 10 minutes. It's such a basic bitch effort that it won't take long at all. I mean, these people really did not try very hard to get me disbarred. I'm kind of disappointed in it. But I have to get them scanned in. I will have to redact the addresses for the purposes of YouTube. But fear not. Fear not. Here comes the plug. Here comes the grift. It's actually not a grift. I'll be posting the full unredacted documents on my locals page because fuck you. That's why. That's right. You want to try and impact my career because you don't like a joke I made? Well, fuck you forever. Reading these
Okay.
I have a sitch. I mean, everyone's gonna hate me, but I just like
Mhm.
he's literally saying I'm doing this to fuck you. I mean, what? How am I supposed to interpret that?
Well, but that doesn't violate the TOS. Saying like, oh fuck you. Saying I'm going to post personal information on my locals page. It does not that you have because fuck you. You tried to destroy my life. That
But
does not violate the TOS in my reading.
okay. I mean, I don't want to argue with you about it, but
Well, no,
there are
but this
two
is
ways. There are two ways that you
Mhm.
can read this. Okay.
right.
Content that incites others to harass or threaten individuals on or off YouTube.
Right.
He's saying, I'm going to post this
Mm-hmm.
to fuck you.
That's not what he's saying.
It's, yeah, he says, so fuck you. Like, I'm going
No,
to
he's saying
post this,
no,
so
no.
fuck you.
Wait.
It's
There's a
exactly
big-
what he says.
Wait. You can interpret it that way, but you understand that this is it. Wait,
And my
this
whole
is
argument is that this is a duck and a like a
rabbit.
rabbit
I
situation.
understand.
Okay.
Okay.
If you can see, if
Yes.
it's possible to see a duck, you know people are going to see a duck.
No. I agree with
Most of what we do is we try to get in a situation where you don't see the duck. You can't see the duck. Like the
Right.
duck doesn't exist.
that. Right. I agree if your point is that it wasn't smart because people could interpret it as violating the inciting others to harass. I agree
Yes.
with that. I
Yeah,
agree with that
okay.
completely. I don't think, however, if we're to try to look at what is actually happening in this clip,
Mhm.
I don't think it actually does violate it.
Okay.
Because he didn't say, I'm putting the unredacted complaints with their personal information on my locals to fuck you. He didn't say that. He said, because fuck you. And as he said in the other clip,
Yeah,
he
but
said,
why? Because why fuck you? Why is it a fuck you?
it's a fuck you because as he says, and he says in another clip I didn't put up, he says, you're attacking me. I don't have any rationale, not rationale, what was the word he used? I don't have any he said it's not my job to protect you. Okay, essentially.
Oh, protect them from what?
From people, I guess, harassing them.
Oh, I got it. So
No, I
there's a
disagree
chance that if he
completely.
puts that up there, people will
Yeah,
harass him. Is that
wait.
what you're saying?
There's a chance that there's a chance by just him reading out these people's names that they could be harassed. There's a chance that by us covering a YouTuber that they could be harassed. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not the criteria. That's not the criteria. The criteria is not, well, there's a chance that because you're talking about someone, they're going to be harassed. No, it says content that incites others to harass, incites others to do an action. Okay. I don't see how Nick saying, I'm going to read these complaints that didn't work and suck. That's telling anyone, especially when he says directly, I don't want to ruin these people's lives. I don't believe in ruining these people's lives. I don't care. I'm neutral on the subject. Okay?
Yeah, you're totally right. You're exactly right. There's no possible way anyone could interpret this as harassment.
I didn't say that. You're changing my argument. I'm not saying it's possible. Of course, a YouTube moderator could look at this and say, "Oh, this is inciting harassment."
Okay.
I'm saying, according to my perceptions of this.
Well,
it
according to
doesn't
my
actually do that.
perceptions, this is, I mean, he's complimenting them according to my perceptions. My perceptions is he's doing this as a favor to them because he loves them and wants them all to live happily ever after.
Okay. Obviously,
That is those are my, listen, I see the rabbit, okay?
Yes.
Rabbits are adorable.
No. You see a Pokemon. You see a Pikachu somehow out of this rabbit duck situation.
No, I don't. What are
Yes.
you talking about?
Yes.
Listen, I already told you. Nick is a friend of mine, a friend of the channel. Nick did nothing wrong, okay? This is obviously not you have to be brain dead to think that this is some kind of incitement. This is clearly not.
Okay, so then
incitement.
so you agree?
Yes, I agree 100%. I totally agree. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Nick,
okay.
free Nick.
My only point about this is that yes, I agree that it would be very easy for Keffels, and this is where Nick screwed up, because he knows Keffels is out for blood against him,
Right.
and he should have anticipated that they would have used this to go against him. Now, he thought he was covering his bases by not releasing the addresses on YouTube. And, he thought he was covering his bases. Clearly, he wasn't completely covering his bases. Okay. And it should have been obvious that Keffel's audience would use this to attack him.
Yes.
However, and yes, I could clearly see how YouTube moderators, who we assume and probably are going to be on the side of Keffel's on this, because they're, woke SJWs, blah, 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 would also either interpret it that way honestly or even interpret it dishonestly and just try to use it as an excuse to get Nick off the platform. Okay.
Why would they do something like that? I mean, they only spent 6 months trying to get Destiny deplatformed, and I think successfully got him kicked off of Twitch permanently.
Right.
So,
But
I mean, why would Nick think they would do something like that?
But putting all that aside, if we're to try to look at this as objectively as possible, I would say that I do not believe that what he said constitutes violating the TOS. I don't believe simply saying I'm going to put the unredacted information that I received. That, first of all, by the way, too, Nick did not do anything illegal at all. This is a perfectly legal thing to do.
Wait a second here. Of course. No,
Okay, I'm just saying because some people are confusing this.
No,
they confuse legality with YouTube's TOS.
My problem is obviously the YouTube TOS is written so fucking broadly. I mean, if you fart on stream, they can nuke your account. It's ridiculous. So you're playing a completely different game when you're playing the YouTube
there's an element here too that we haven't touched on.
Okay, let's touch on that element.
I'm
in the mood to touch elements.
I know you are. Which is that if you look at the TOS, content that incites others to harass or threaten individuals, content that encourages abusive fan behavior such as doxing, dogpiling, brigading, or off-platform targeting, that is literally what Nick is reading. Is Keffel's using her platform to off-platform target Nick Rekieta? Okay, so the idea, and this is why this is so sickening, the idea that Keffel's can use her platform to off-platform target Nick, try to get him disbarred, and then he says, I'm just going to read the bar complaints. I'm going to read your method of targeting me for harassment. I'm going to literally read the documents of your harassment on stream, and I'm going to post them unredacted on my locals. That is not allowed?
Yeah.
That's insane.
You don't know the game that we're playing here. This is not... There's nothing fair about this game. This game is I'm allowed to hit you because I'm transgender. I can punch you in the nose as hard as I want.
Yes.
And if you lift a finger to respond, you're dead. You're out of here. You're deplatformed. I take your livelihood. Yeah. That's why people are so fucking pissed about this. Yes, this is autocracy 101 right here.
Right.
I am the law. Keffel's is the law. She's basically taken the position of I am the law.
I am the law.
Yeah, it is grotesque.
I know.
But what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it in the YouTube situation?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to address something in the chat.
I mean, we're making look.
Yeah.
Who bought Twitter now?
Elon Musk.
I think the tide might be turning on one platform here.
I really hope so. I really hope that Elon's acquisition of Twitter produces a positive change that will reverberate through the rest of social media.
All she does on Twitter is harass people.
Yeah.
And now she's got 500,000 Twitter followers helping her.
Yes.
Yeah, it's insane.
So, but I want to address something in the chat. And part of this misconception is my fault. Because originally in my tweet, I said that the bar complaints were public record. Mm-hmm. Now they're public record, I believe, in my state. They are not public record.
In Minnesota.
Danimal found out. Danimal actually looked into the law, and he sent me a screenshot. Bar complaints in Minnesota are not public record.
Okay.
They're not publicly searchable. However, your name and your address, your phone number is not publicly protected information. And once, and I believe Dan also sent me, someone was saying that once you send it to the lawyer, we live in a country with the First Amendment, and Nick even says this, the lawyer can post that information that he wants to. That information, the bar complaints they're not public record, but they're also not protected information.
I use the same concept with DMs, because a lot of people will DM me like out of the blue.
Right.
Well, I haven't initiated a conversation with him. Just to let you guys know, you DM me, I'm under no obligation to keep that private, okay? You're not whispering in my ear here, okay? If you send me some fucking crazy shit, I might pull it up and read it, okay?
Right.
If I start a back and forth with you when we're negotiating you coming on the stream, I feel like, okay, that should be considered in confidence.
Mhm.
Like I'm having a conversation with you.
Right.
It should be considered in private. So
Right.
some people are like, if it's a DM, it's got to be secret. No, if you just fucking send me something out of the blue, I didn't agree to you sending me some secret message. So
Sure,
kind of the
sure.
same here. If someone's going to file a complaint, I don't think, if he wants to say this person filed a complaint against me, have at it.
Right. So, well, the two elements here. So I don't believe that this violates the TOS, which I've already said multiple times. But the second element is, and I think this should account for something, which is that even if someone does believe that Nick violated TOS in a vacuum, I do think the fact that he is reading the complaints that people try to get him disbarred should serve as protection. Like it's not like Nick just like randomly found a bunch of Keffels fans and said, I'm going to post your personal information on my locals thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he's reacting defensively to people attacking him. And I do think that YouTube, now they probably won't, maybe they will, I don't know. Maybe I have confidence that this third strike can be removed. Okay. But I do think that should go into consideration from YouTube's end when they're levying this decision.
Well, if he gets any of the strikes removed, what's the one that we didn't talk about?
I don't know what the first strike was, so
because any strike removed would get his channel back theoretically, and it's
Right.
not like they, if he got the first strike removed, his channel would be back. So
right, but I do think the third strike could be removed. Some people were saying that in Texas, there's some law that they tried to pass where no social media company is able to remove someone from the platform for political speech.
that's so good. Please, more of that.
Which is a great law. I would love for that law to be applied nationally.
Yeah, federal.
But even if Nick was in Texas, I don't believe that would apply to this situation. Like, because in that video, and this is part of Nick playing with fire too, though I don't believe this is against YouTube's terms of service, Nick was dead naming Keffels. Now that would be protected under political speech, but the reading the bar complaints has nothing to do with political speech whatsoever. So that wouldn't apply to this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sobek for $10 says, if the penalty for treason is the end, while it's fair to call someone treasonous, it makes me wonder about the ethics of saying someone is committing a crime that is worthy of the end penalty. There you go. His Nick's LLC is in Texas. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I still don't think that this situation would constitute as anything related to political speech. Because it's not about if the complaint is that he is inciting harassment by simply stating that he is putting the unredacted complaints on his locals. That's not really a political speech question. So
I can't believe no reputable journalist has picked up the bathtub hormones thing, because that story is just like,
what do you mean you don't believe? I totally believe that.
Well, no, I mean, I believe it because we
Right.
live in this crazy world where wokeness is the new religion, where,
Yes.
we can't speak blasphemy about the church of woke. But in a normally functioning society, if any prominent personality is promoting some sort of illegal under the table cure for something, I mean, that would be front page news in the New York Times. It would be,
Mhm.
this person is doing weird shit with your kids.
No, I 100% agree. And that's part of what's so insane about the whole Keffel. I mean, everything about this Keffel situation is insane. And
Yeah.
I think that's part of what was motivating Jesse Single. That's part of what was motivating Destiny to say some random, like, insane person on the internet can cause, Kiwi Farms to basically, be deplatformed temporarily, to lose all of its, to lose all its protection, to make the website have to go through all this hassle to get reinstated based on a claim with no fucking evidence. Okay. There was zero evidence that the Kiwi Farms people had anything to do with swatting. There was none. And Cloudflare, which at first defended Kiwi Farms, then the
Drops
reason
them.
that
Yeah.
then the reason Cloudflare drops Kiwi Farms is because someone on the website, some new member, made a threat of violence against Keffels that was only up for 10 minutes before a moderator deleted it.
Right.
And you're like, wait a minute. You can't, like, Facebook has had threats up for longer than 10 minutes. Twitter's had threats up for longer than 10 minutes. YouTube has had threats up for longer than 10 minutes. You're telling me that just because it takes a website 10 minutes to delete a threat against someone, that constitutes a threat of violence? That's insane.
Right.
That's totally insane. And so, yeah, we're living in this totally bizarre situation where, wokeness is basically, psychologically melted the minds of the journalists in this country for the most part.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's crazy.
Though I do think the reckoning will occur, and I don't think it's going to occur through a civil war. I don't even think it's going to occur through, more states passing laws like Texas. It's going to occur as more and more people, and now you disagree with me with this, but as more and more people regret transitioning and start suing their doctors. And that's going to be the big wake-up slap in the face for the country. Because the trans movement has been so tied into the current wokeness that if that narrative falls apart and people start asking the question, how do we let so many people who don't actually have gender dysphoria transition and then regret it? That's going to make the whole narrative collapse inward. Anything that's tied in with that, that's associated with that, is going to just be considered so toxic that no one's going to want to touch it with a 10-foot pole.
It's crazy that we can't even have this conversation before that happens because of all the censorship online. It's so, like, just holding that position that this is the position that, well, no, not this position, but an ancillary position Destiny had about transgender athletes in sports. That's got him banned from Twitch.
Yeah, that is insane. If it's true that Destiny got banned for Twitch just for saying that trans women athletes should not be allowed to compete with cis women athletes, that's insane.
Yeah, you can't even have that talk. You can't even have that conversation. It's completely ridiculous that we're in that environment.
Right.
I mean, Twitch is just basically a softcore porn site anyway, so who cares?
Well, that's what's even crazier is that on Twitch you can have. I mean, it's the breaking point is the double standard. You have Hassan saying America deserved 9/11. You have all these insane leftists on Twitch and on YouTube who are, either soft or hard advocating for violence. We've covered Second Thoughts videos where he basically says that democracy doesn't work and the only thing that works is violent protesting and violent revolution. There's a video that we covered, which I cannot believe is still up. And I can't believe that the channel wasn't striked for this, which was the Renegade cuck, as we like to call him, made a video advocating for people to shoplift and steal from major retailers.
Yeah.
And it is insane that we currently live in a situation where if you are on the far left, you're just ignored. You're just ignored, basically, for all the horrible things that you're saying and advocating for by the tech giants.
I mean, that double standard for Christianity for a long time. So this is one of the reasons why conceptualizing it as a religious fervor is so, so obvious to me because I mean it was so obvious when for the longest period of our history, you don't disparage believers, you don't take the Lord's name in vain, you don't
Right.
curse in public. All of these norms revolved around religious beliefs. This is the new religious belief. And it's like a lot of the old religious beliefs, it's not really based in scientific evidence.
Right. And
Yeah.
this is the problem with, this is the problem with wokeness and with socialism. Since wokeness is based off of socialist communist ideals,
Mhm.
even if you as an individual like the economic prescriptions of socialism, the cultural prescriptions of socialism are so incredibly toxic. And that's why what's happening is happening. Because liberalism, the previous system that the left was advocating for, I mean, many left are still advocating for it, but that the far left is now advocating for socialism. But under liberalism, you had to have universal principles. Okay. You had to say the rules that apply to me as an individual apply to everyone as an individual. And this is based on the principle of liberalism that is every person is an individual and should be treated as an individual and not part of a group or a class or a race.
Yeah.
And so under that idea that every person is an individual and should be treated thusly, every individual has to be afforded the same rules under the law and under the rules governing, private businesses, blah, 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 blah. But the problem is that under socialism, they throw individualism in the trash and they say, no, 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 no. People need to be treated according to their group, whether it's their class, whether it's their racial group. And since the socialists believe that everything is a power struggle, everything is group-oriented oppression, then they say, well, there's different rules that apply to different groups of people.
Yeah.
And that's how we get into this crazy situation where everything is one-sided.
Let's read some super chats. What do you say?
Okay.
I have
Solidoge, Rekeda's legal counsel for $2 says, wait, Chris Pratt is just using his normal voice? Is that true? So, right now, or I guess while we were streaming, the Super Mario World movie trailer, I believe, came out.
Cool.
And Chris Pratt is going to be Mario. And Solidoge is saying that they just have his normal voice. That's terrible.
Wow.
Well, actually, is that terrible? I don't know. Do we want Chris Pratt doing a terrible Mario accent the whole movie?
What?
I'm not sure. I'd have to hear what his actual Mario voice is. Nick's first strike was reacting to the Ma'Khia Bryant video.
Lord of the Nerds for 7-month member.
Wait.
Well, I'm trying to stay on topic, so.
This is on topic.
Okay, good.
Someone said Nick's first strike was the Ma'Khia Bryant video. That Ma'Khia Bryant was, do you remember there was the girl who tried to stab another girl and the police officer shot the girl with a knife?
Oh, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I guess
he
Sophie got
supported
strike for
the
violence.
officer. He supported the officer who saved the girl's life.
I assume he did. But
Yeah.
but the strike would be because you're not allowed to show people like getting killed or something on YouTube. Dirty South FGC for $2 says bar complaints are public records. I already talked about it. They're not. Well, it depends on the state actually. So in Nick's state, they're not. Canix X122 for $10 says hashtag free Ricada. That's right. That's right. Sobek for $5 says, are the complaints publicly available? I can see someone posting the local voting registration saying, fuck the registered Republicans. Very rabbit, very duck. Well, that's an interesting. Well, so they're not publicly available in his state. They are in my state because I think you could actually look them up if you're looking to hire a lawyer to see what the complaints are. But that's actually an interesting thing because I believe that voter registration rolls are public. And, if some crazy lefty RedTuber was just posting like Republican names and addresses from like a public voter roll, I mean, that would obviously violate YouTube's TOS, but that'd be an interesting situation. Sobek for $2 says, how will we feed the ducks if we're unbreaded? There you
go. Who knows?
Super Iron Bob $5 says, I don't want to live in a world where you can't name the people actually attacking you. Yes.
I agree. Yes.
True.
Yeah.
True. True. I'm curious if, and this is part of why this situation is so disgusting, and this is part of the problem with YouTube, is that the only reason we even know what specifically got Nick banned is because one of the people
Bragged
who,
about it.
who reported this, bragged about it. They filed a complaint, and then YouTube tells them, we followed up on your complaint on this video. Okay.
Right.
So how insane is it? How insane is YouTube that the person who files the complaint knows what you got banned for, but the person who's banned doesn't?
That is ridiculous.
Like,
Ridiculous and completely unfair.
It is. This is insane. It's totally insane.
So the people who are false flagging your channel know more about what will get you banned than you actually know as a content creator, so you can avoid those things.
Yes. Yes. It's disgusting. So maybe, listen, maybe some good will come out of this. Now, I know it's a big hassle. No one wants to get sucked into a lawsuit. And, personally, I hope that the strike is removed without a lawsuit and Nick can go back to, being on YouTube. But hey, we do need a lawsuit. We do need something that basically forces YouTube to be transparent. There does need to be rights afforded to YouTubers and to people on Twitch and any social media site who get banned. And you talked about this, Adam, that we should conceptualize these accounts as property rights, as digital private property. Because, and this is what Nick even said, he said, he spent 5 years building up his YouTube channel and all that content is just like gone. I don't even know if Nick can access, the content.
They cleared the land. They said, listen, we're going to get some new tenants in here. You're no longer on this land.
Right. Right.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's insane that basically you can, be on YouTube, you can be on Twitter. You could be basically driving traffic and money to
these platforms.
And then they ban you. It's like a huge hassle. You can't even talk to a person. You have to talk through some representative. Then they talk to a person. They don't even tell you exactly what you said. You don't even, like, how insane is this? Okay. When people are trying to disbar Nick, the bar has to send Nick the complaints against him. That's the way it should be. He can see his accusers and what they said about him. But on YouTube, it's nothing. It's like shouting into a dark, empty cave. They don't give you any information.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just disgusting.
There should be, I can understand if it's, but that's not even fair, because a lot of times people do spend years working on channels that are not, they don't grow to be 500,000 subscribers, but they still put all the time and energy into developing that channel.
Right.
They should have the same exact respect, even if the channel hasn't taken off.
Right. I'm going to put Nick's Rumble channel in the chat, and I'll put it in the description. So,
yeah,
because he's not streaming at the moment, but he was streaming last night.
Yeah, someone said he had like 19,000 live viewers on Rumble, which is crazy. Good for him.
Yeah, great for him.
Nick is like a fixture. I think he streams every night.
He does, I think, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Drew Cox for $5 says the TOS includes off-platform actions. He promised to post the addies on locals. YouTube TOS is broad enough to ban anyone they want. Well, that is part of the problem, is that it is so broad that, and they do that on purpose. They just make the language so broad that anyone can interpret anything they want.
Yeah, because
and also, so they can interpret that they can ban Nick and that they can protect Keffels, essentially. But
yeah, this is what Elon Musk was saying about Twitter, that the policy is just enacted unfairly, which he just wants it to be enacted fairly. So hopefully that change is in the works.
Double D for $20 says, Ricada was the only big YouTuber who gave favorable coverage to Kiwi farmers during the whole debacle. Mass flaggers target anyone remotely associated with that site. The owner has already lost all of his YouTube and Twitter accounts. Yep.
Yeah.
Double D for another $20 says, funny that you mentioned Taylor Lorenz. Around the time of the hashtag Drop Kiwi Farms drama, The Wayback Machine blacklisted Kiwi Farms and removed every snapshot they ever made of the site over 10 years, including alternative domain names. See, now that is insane. First of all, it's insane to me and stupid. Okay. It's insane that the Internet Archive or the Wayback Machine is going to go back and delete all their previous information they have on Kiwi Farms. That's crazy. And blacklist it just because Taylor Lorenz's uncle is there and she can basically, you know, hand job her uncle into doing whatever he wants. Which is how I assume that she gets what she wants. But also it was really stupid because you would think that the people attacking Kiwi Farms would want to have like archived proof of the accusations against Kiwi Farm that they did the things that they're claiming they did.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, how could you prove anything? So I don't know. It seemed like a stupid move to me, but the Justice 35 for $10 says it's disgusting that Keffels runs mobs against people for criticism. She's a charisma black hole, speaks in the same monotone voice, and responds her identity for petty disputes. True. That's why she has to. That's why
I woke
Keffels
up in the morning with a gun pointed at my face, and I could not. That video's insane. It's almost like she's trying to act like they're still in the room or something.
Oh, like they're pointing the gun at her right now. She has to like.
I have a man with a gun pointed at me off camera right now.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I should get our good friend Paul Blart Mall Lawyer to read Keffel's
transcripts from her video.
The transcript of Keffel's being under attack. Yes, maybe I'll do that for next time.
All of her videos are aimed at rallying people to do nefarious shit. I'm going, how is this not against the TOS?
Right.
Yeah, we're really close to getting this person. Like, she talks about it explicitly. Oh,
I know.
It's so bad.
I know. Lord of the Brains for $5 says, persona non grata though I may be, I suggest having a backup plan. We fast approach the arch I await. Centrist will soon be the normative far right. There you go.
Really? I mean, I feel like we're kind of far away from the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's the thing though. In the current environment, they can platform you for anything. So I'm sure we've done stuff that can be spun as against TOS. Everyone has.
Right.
It's just impossible to avoid. So
I mean, if we get kicked off of YouTube, I think it's like the end.
Yeah.
There's nowhere left to go.
Yeah, we're so far. We're so far from that. But people do characterize us in this. They would put us in the same camp as Nick, even though we have very different positions on all kinds of things.
Oh, CT is a good idea. I should get Paul Blart Mall Lawyer to read the complaints against Nick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm interested in those complaints. I guess I'll have to look for clips online.
I can send you, you can watch the stream where he reads them on Odyssey.
So what the complaints are just saying that,
or Rumble, or
they spin him saying on the wall into a direct death threat against Keffels. That's what the complaints are. Okay. Probably with a link to the clip that they've selectively edited.
Yes.
To look as horribly as possible.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I'm sure Keffels did a stream on YouTube, probably still up on YouTube right now, saying this is what you should do, and here's a link to how you file a complaint online.
Yes.
So it's also people from all over the US. This is so evil. It's so evil. It's like they wouldn't even know about Nick if it wasn't for Keffels.
Yeah.
Lord of the Brains.
Yeah.
Member for 7 months.
Thank you, Lord of the Brains.
With the vocally right removed from the platform. Oh, you already read this one, didn't you?
That's the one I just read, yeah.
I gotcha. Bear in the Woods for $5. Adam using the Brooks defense. I did not consent to this DM. Actually, that's funny because the Brook defense was I did not consent to you showing my DMs, wasn't it? What was Brooks saying about the DMs?
Did you show some DM?
No, you showed
Brooks
some
sent?
DMs that you got from.
I did.
Yeah, from somebody
from
else.
who?
They were like Brooks was claiming they were faked DMs. You don't remember this?
Oh no, it was okay. It was our good friend One
Yeah.
Species dude sent me, I don't know who these DMs, I don't remember who they were.
Screenshots of DMs that Brooks was
Screenshots of
in, yeah.
DMs Brooks sent somebody else.
Right.
Right. I don't remember who he sent them
That's
to.
very different than what I'm saying. Like if I
Yes.
DM somebody out of the blue and they want to share it, like have at it, Haas.
Right.
My DMs are very, I mean, aside from my DMs with Sitch, my DMs are pretty tame.
Well, I see Adam knows I'm not going to leak his DMs unless they're funny.
Well, Sitch does leak my DMs on a regular basis, but always because
we run a comedy show, Adam.
but always
okay?
because it is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
The Justice 35 for $10 says A-Team was right. Without any conflict, Keffels is done. She's got nothing. And quite frankly, people are right to call her the internet terrorist. The manifesto Destiny wrote was spot on. Yeah. This is a thing too. So much of our credibility is built up on not lying to other creators and not lying to the audience. And it's like Keffels doesn't seem to even understand how the truth works.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't care. It's all about power. There is no objective truth.
Is she a postmodernist?
I'm sure.
I don't know.
Can you react to the video Autogynephilia, The Truth by Isaac Uncooked? I will add it to the list and I will check it out.
Lord of the Brains for $5. People need to step back and consider the amount of wealth, time, and labor extended to shut up and control the internet since 2016. So predictable. I completely agree. Agree. The internet became the new gold rush, the new place, the new world, basically. And all of the different companies are trying to dominate that new world in one way or another. That's why it just seems right to conceptualize it as property rights. Like you don't build a condominium and whoever builds a condominium can just lord over whoever lives in the condominium willy-nilly. Like you have certain rights and responsibilities when you move into a condominium. You buy the thing, right?
Right.
And I feel like if you build a website, there needs to be some kind of conceptualization there that, you're building a platform for people to build businesses on top of, and you can't just evict them from that platform for nothing. I guess the reason why they feel they're able to do this is because you're not paying anything to on the platform, but you are paying in sweat equity. That's what you're doing. You're paying in your time to develop content, and your content is getting people interested in the site and building the reputation of the site. So you are paying them. You're just paying them in man hours instead of cash.
Exactly.
Which needs to be
you are
taken
paying them
into
the cash
consideration.
too, because they're making money off of you.
Well, that's true. They do. They take 30% of our ad revenue.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think they take 50% of our ad revenue and 30% of our super chats. So
yeah, right.
True.
Hey, Joe. Joe's in the chat, says, great analogy, Adam.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just all the cognitive software is already there if you start thinking about it that way. Now we just need to get people who are attorneys to start advocating for that. We need to get people who are legislators to start advocating for that.
Right.
And you can completely hit the fairness intuitions in people, because it is completely unfair. Like Nick said, he spent 5 years building up a business on this platform, and it can be just taken away from him.
Yep.
without even knowing why. That's ridiculous.
Without knowing why, without direct recourse. He has to
Right.
work through a middleman to basically get anything done. It's insane. It's
It
completely
is
insane.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is why you need some government regulation. Oh,
Was that aimed at Joe?
no, nothing, Joe. I just meant it's aimed at like the general, like, we don't need any regulation. This is what happens. It's
Yeah.
it's fine to say that you don't want any regulations when business is sort of acting apolitically or on the politics that you want. But when the businesses start acting politically against you, suddenly you need some
You
a
think
referee to come in here.
You think the couples of the world want any kind of regulation on social media? Hell no.
Nope.
They're like,
Nope.
let's just, everything's going our way. We don't want regulation.
Right.
Danimal the Bruce for $20 says, him hosting the documents which meet standards for PII and directing people from YouTube to a site where he is hosting PII is what violates TOS. I don't see how it isn't legit. I think he pulled a dumb stunt and got burned. So that's Danimal's perspective.
Yeah, Danimal, I don't agree with Danimal's interpretation. I guess, as you said, it's a duck rabbit situation. I don't think I don't think simply saying that you're going to post on your locals unredacted complaints that have people's personal information on them. I do not see that would violate the PII standard on YouTube. Now, of course, we don't know what exactly it was. We don't know if it was that. We don't know if it was considered because it says, if you look at it, it says revealing someone's personal identifiable information. It doesn't say. I would interpret YouTube's TOS when it says revealing someone's personal identifiable information, such as their home address. To me, that says you have to be revealing it on the platform, not off the platform. So I don't think it was for that. I think it was that they interpreted it as inciting others to harass, which I don't agree that he was doing.
True Sadist Viewing for $20. 45 complaints. 44 of them are the exact same copy and paste with different info attached.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was wondering. I feel like that's probably what was going on. Keffels basically put together a package for people and said, here, all of my lemmings just do this thing that I'm telling you to do.
Right.
Which, I mean, that does definitely violate the TOS as read, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Wait,
how
what
is that
does?
not? Directing people to harass somebody.
Yeah, of course it does. Yes. Right. But that's why this is so hypocritical.
Yeah.
How is Keffel's not in trouble for directing people to try to get Nick disbarred?
This is because it's exactly the same thing as with Vosh, when Vosh was saying, even though his behavior is completely indistinguishable from the despicable people he's calling out, he says at the very end, but the difference is I'm right.
Yeah.
So therefore, no rules apply to me.
Right.
Sword and salt.
That was another thing too. That was interesting. Keffels herself did not send a bar complaint. Keffels relied on her audience to do it.
Yeah, she wants them to get doxxed. She's like,
right.
I don't.
And it was funny because Nick said he thought that he was going to spend a week reading through like the 44 different complaints, but they only sent him it was like a 2-page packet because all the complaints were the same. So they weren't going to just keep sending him the same complaint.
Really?
Because it was just copy pasted. Yeah.
Well, that probably hurt them because the board realized that it was just nonsense after that.
Yes, obviously.
If it would have been one
right.
complaint, they probably might have taken it more seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Swords and Songs. Thank you so much for being a Free Will Seeker for 3 months. Says, are you guys doing a digital version of your comic book? I like having a PDF versions to go with my physical book.
No. The problem is everybody steals it then.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Maybe we can do one after, like all the physical copies ship or something. Or do you not want to do that?
I want to continue to sell the book, though. Once we do book 2, we want to sell book 1 with book 2.
That's true. That's
This
true.
is
That
why
the problem,
this is
yeah.
why nobody does it, because as soon as a PDF goes out, and Sword and Song, I'm not accusing you of this, obviously. Like you're a
Right.
fan, you've been a member for 3 months, you're not gonna do it, but people do it. Like
Right.
people scan the books in and then make a PDF, and then the PDF is on all these sharing
Everywhere.
sites. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
The Justice 35 for $5 says, Adam, are you impersonating Keffels or Christian Bale's Batman? That voice acting alone makes me question my S-class loyalties like a sweet siren song.
First of all,
Like,
Christian Bale's Batman is amazing. Do not
what?
compare it. Do
Oh
not
my
compare it
God.
to Keffel's. Okay.
Stop. No.
Someone in the chat said I was dead voicing her, but that is her literal voice in the video. I have been doxxed and harassed, and now I have been swatted.
How come your Keffel sounds like Trump?
She's, you've seen that video, right?
I have seen the video, yeah. Keffels doesn't have a lot of range on her voice. Listen, maybe she's, has Asperger's, okay? We don't know. People who transition, isn't there a high percentage of people with autism?
This is why I don't like talking about Keffels, because somehow you saying maybe she has Asperger's is going to be construed as a death threat. It's inevitable. We're not dealing with the smartest people on the internet here, Sitch. Okay.
Right.
And that's what's insane about it. These people are not smart and they have a ton of power. That's crazy.
True.
This is like the chimpanzee that picks up the AK and everyone's like, whoa, please put down the rifle.
Adam, you actually sounded more like Dr. Girlfriend.
Oh, I did. ES for $5. Will you cover Destiny's latest Keffels manifesto? I mean, I don't really feel like, what is there to cover?
I mean, yeah, because it would basically just be us watching it. It's not really anything for us to add, which I don't really want to do. So, you can go check it out yourself. I kind of skipped over the Destiny spends like an hour on the did Kiwi Farms get people to commit suicide part, which he says no, and he had information that said it wasn't, but I wasn't super interested in that part. I was more interested in the Keffels part.
That was all Jesse Single's podcast, which I listened to both episodes of.
Yes,
so I knew all that stuff.
Yeah, right. The thing that was interesting to me that I didn't know, that I learned from Destiny's manifesto, was that Keffels claimed that when she was in Ireland, I believe, or wherever she was, that someone swatted her, and that the police came and they were very nice to her. And, they didn't take it seriously. And it turned out that was just a complete lie.
Yes.
The person who called the police did not swat Keffels. The person that called the police was trying to warn the police that like people were trying to attack or swat Keffels.
Yeah. And that person got super
opposite.
Pissed off about it. I
right.
remember.
And then Keffels spun it around just to, grift more money from her audience, essentially.
Someone who was worried people were trying to swat her called the police to warn them. Yeah.
Right.
And Keffel spun that into that person swatting her again. How evil is that?
Disgusting. Doomer Media. Hey, Doomer. Doomer asks why I'm not banned from YouTube yet.
Doomer? Well, because you keep deleting all of your most controversial videos.
That's why, yeah. Doomer, I wait with bated breath for the Sitch's unironically evil video to come out.
Lord of the Brains for $2 says you cannot avoid the conflict forever.
I mean, we're not avoiding anything. It's just I think our positions are the positions that we naturally have put us in a little bit safer position than other people.
That is true. Yes.
So I mean, but you're right. We could definitely be targeted by Keffels or any of these people.
Sure.
And we should I don't know, maybe we should start mirroring on Odyssey or Rumble or something to that extent.
Does that mean we have to set up another stream?
I know. We're just lazy. That's the problem. We're just lazy. Lagging for $2 says share Nick's local page. You guys should get one too. Yeah, I'll put his locals in mine.
I mean, we never locals. I think people subscribe to. So
yes,
I guess we could. We have a Patreon now. We have a Subscribe Star now. We have, I guess, the locals we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into it. And when Sitch says we're lazy, what he really means is we're working on other projects. Because now Sitch is doing main channel videos, and I'm still like working my ass off to try to finish the fucking comic. So
Right.
yeah.
Silence You Idiot for $10 says, Sitch, you followed Destiny's Friends account. Destiny lost another account. That's another thing that's weird too. So apparently Keffels was banned from Twitter. But then for I don't know for what, but then she opened a new account and that account got verified.
Really?
So instead of Keffels getting hit for ban evading, her second account gets verified. It's like totally insane.
Yeah. There's no fairness to it at all. I'm telling you. If
Mhm.
you're transgender, you can basically do anything.
Right. Some people are basically whining in the chat that we refer to Keffels as her instead of he. And my position on this is that I would only refer to a trans woman as he if I felt like they were lying and they didn't actually have gender dysphoria. I don't know. I think Keffels is crazy, but I don't know anything about whether Keffels actually has gender dysphoria or not. So I'm going to assume that Keffels does actually have gender dysphoria.
She transitioned when she was like 15 years old, and she presents as a female. I mean,
Right.
if you guys want to talk, I think it's more appropriate to talk about how ugly she is than like that she doesn't look like a woman. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, it's kind of you'll probably get in trouble for that though.
Why?
Talking about how ugly a trans woman looks.
I'm not fat shaming.
That's true. That's
Look,
true.
body positivity. Ugly people need to have dates too, right?
There you go. There you go.
Look, just because someone is a hideous dog-faced person doesn't mean
A
that you
dog-faced pony soldier.
doesn't mean that you shouldn't respect them, okay?
Right.
Ugly
Right.
people need respect too. I also it's baffling to me that isn't it slightly authoritarian to come in and say this is how you should refer to a person? It's like
Yeah.
you
Of
guys
course.
you guys feel free to refer to people however you see fit. But don't try to tell me how I should refer to people,
Right.
okay? I don't like being told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Right. Let me finish reading. Silence You Idiot for $10 says, Sitch, you follow Destiny's Friends account. Did you see the weird white Nervosa Rose wrist drama when it was found out that Wrist helped edit and grammar check Destiny's video on Keffels? No. No, I didn't see that.
Oh no, is Rose Wrist getting in trouble because Rose Wrist has turned to the dark side?
So for Silence You Idiot sent me a DM on Twitter with a screenshot. It says White Nervosa terminated Rose Wrist's website due to Rose Wrist helping grammar and fact check the Keffels thing.
These people.
That's insane. Wait. And then there's the DMs. Rose Wrist says it has a DM with White Nervosa. I don't know who is White Nervosa. I'm not familiar with this person. I know who Rose Wrist is.
Yeah, I know Rose Wrist too.
But anyway, the DM says, "Did you change my website?" Rose Wrist says, and then White Nervosa says, "White Forest has voted to discontinue service to your site. I wish you the best of luck."
Who cares? Just get a different website. I don't, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't. I have to read through this,
Obviously, it looks like they were hosting their website for a friend situation or something, but I don't
Right.
know. Who cares?
Okay. There's your drama.
But thanks for sharing the drama with us. Obviously, if the drama's involved, I definitely want to hear. But
Oh, I wasn't actually following this. Jesus, I think Destiny got yet another. I thought he got banned, and I followed his new one, and I think he got banned again, and now this is even a newer Twitter account that I wasn't following.
yeah, I usually wait for them to actually stick and for me to be certain that it's them because as soon as any big YouTuber gets their account deleted, a bunch of other people come in and start accounts that are fake accounts
Right.
that you don't necessarily know if they're true because a bunch of people jump in. Mangus Trigger for $5 says acceptance was always a mistake. Return to early 90s level of disgust rap.
I mean, that's going to
Rapidly.
happen because it's, people are going to just react because they're being pushed too far in one direction. There's going to be a big pushback that's already occurring. So
Is this trans acceptance? I mean,
I assume that's what they're referring
okay.
to. But
Yeah.
I mean, I have no problem with accepting people that have gender dysphoria, legitimately gender dysphoria. I think the big problem facing our society regarding gender dysphoria is that there can't be any alternatives talked about or even researched. And that should, I mean, to me, and I think that the people that get so violently anti-trans are really doing their own movement a disservice, because the real key here, the real thing that you want to actually push for, in my opinion, that is kind of unquestionable to push for. Like, so Scott Adams talks about the high ground maneuver a lot. And this is that in an argument, especially a political argument, you want to take a position that is perceived as like the morally high position. You kind of want to high road somebody, something that makes it hard to argue against. And people who just kind of go off and, say, oh, I don't, trans people are crazy, I hate trans people, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're not going to get any actual movement out of that. But, and I'm saying this because I believe it's true, but, people that are anti-trans should say this even if they just think it for pragmatic purposes. But I actually believe this. My position is, well, no, gender dysphoria exists. It's a documented thing. There's strong medical evidence, biological evidence to prove that it's real. But the real question is, what should be done about it? And I think what should be being pushed for by people on the right is accepting that it's real, but saying, why is science and why is current medicine not trying to figure out a way to cure it? Because that's not happening.
That's evil. That you're trying to get rid of their personal identity. There's nothing wrong with being transgender. Oh my God, you're such a hateful bigot.
No one is trying to cure gender dysphoria. Transitioning doesn't cure it. It's a way of trying to help alleviate the symptom.
Oh my God, I can't believe what a hateful bigot you are.
No, but that to me, that should really be what
look, it's just like homosexuality. Okay, you sound like you come from the dark ages. 50 years ago, we thought homosexuality was a mental illness. Now you're trying to tell me transgenderism is a mental illness, that
first
gender
of all,
dysphoria is a mental illness?
Well, first of all, gender dysphoria is a mental illness.
How dare you?
It's literally classified as a mental illness.
But 10 years ago, homosexuality was classified as a mental illness.
It wasn't 10 years ago. It was like 50 years ago.
Okay, 50 years ago.
Okay.
50 years ago, homosexual. Look, you're on the wrong side of history here.
Well,
just
but
all mental illnesses will be an identity in the future. All of them.
Here's the difference. So homosexuality is not a mental illness because any problem that a person accused from being gay is entirely external. It's entirely society telling someone you shouldn't be gay.
Mm-hmm.
But if they live in a society that accepts them, then the gay person has absolutely no problem. There's no psychological problem that comes forward with being gay.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there's no problem. Like if someone wants to experiment with, having sex with someone of their own gender at some point in their life, that's not going to create some lifelong issue down the road like transitioning might cause if they regret it later. Like if you regret some sex you had, okay, it's not going to, ruin your life forever.
You don't know.
Now, with gender dysphoria...
What if she's super ugly though?
There you go. With gender dysphoria, well, that could happen if you're straight anyway. With gender dysphoria, and that probably happens for a lot of people that are straight. Gender dysphoria. Listen, we've all been in those situations, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my goodness. Sitch, I had no idea. Tell us some stories. I want to hear.
No.
Sitch out on the fire escape. I want to hear that story.
Listen, We've all drank too much in our lives, okay? We've all regretted the next day. It's a thing that happens. It's a rite of passage for being a human being. But with gender dysphoria, it's different because even if all of society accepts people who are transitioning, that doesn't matter. That doesn't breed acceptance. That'll make them feel better, sure. It might lower suicide rates, but that doesn't solve the problem. They're still going to look in the mirror. They're still going to have gender dysphoria. They're still going to have the problem. That's why they have to. That's why they feel the need to transition, is because just acceptance alone doesn't solve the problem. And even for many people who have gender dysphoria, transitioning doesn't 100% solve the problem either. And then on top of that, and this is, again, this is the high ground. This is the high road on the situation. A lot of people, especially men who want to transition to women, they're not going to transition to women great. Okay. Not every man has the body type to be able to transition into a woman and pass. You know, if you're a 6 foot tall, broad shouldered, you know, big Adam's apple, you know, wall of man meat, you're not exactly going to be in a position where you can transition into a woman that passes.
Right.
No matter how accepting society is.
Yeah.
And so basically all those people are basically being thrown under the bus if they can't, if they don't have the body type, or if they can't afford, you know, if they're not rich, like certain trans YouTubers, and they can't afford all of, you know, the plastic surgery that is basically done on their faces to make them look more feminine. Not everyone could afford that. And it's, to me, it's disgusting that because the trans movement has like latched onto this identity issue and conflated it with being gay when it has nothing to do with being gay, that it's been attached to an identity when it shouldn't be. There should not be an identity attached to gender dysphoria. Just as there shouldn't be an identity of people attached to, you know, anorexia, saying, oh, you know, how dare you say anorexic people shouldn't seek help? Or how dare you say people with severe depression shouldn't seek help? Or how dare you say people that have schizophrenia or bipolarism or, you know, whatever other mental illnesses exist? You know, how dare you say that those people shouldn't seek help? No mental illness should be attached to an identity. Because once you attach it to an identity, people become protective of it, they become defensive of it. And often they don't even want to cure it. Like, one of the weird psychological elements of this is with deafness. There's a movement, now this isn't true of all deaf people, but there's a movement within the deaf community that's anti-lip reading and is anti-deaf people getting cochlear implants. Because basically they're like, oh, you know, why should we have to conform to a society, you know, in societal standards? Societal standards should conform to our standard.
Yep, exactly.
So.
Is that it? Are we done with super chats?
No. But anyway, I just want to say, this is what I think the people on the right should be pushing for. They should be pushing for alternatives to transitioning, medical alternatives. Accept that gender dysphoria is real and push for medical alternatives, and say that transitioning is not an option that's available to everyone, period. And there should be alternatives to doing it.
Right.
I think that would be more persuasive than just saying, you know, F trans people, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to persuade anyone with that.
We're in a situation now where I think the people who want to come up with ways that kids can be more comfortable with their gender that matches their biological sex.
Mm-hmm.
Those, even if you're advocating for something like that, the left is going to spin that into some sort of fuck trans people narrative.
Yeah, but the left, so the far left and the trans activists are going to spin everything but blanket acceptance into an F trans people
Which
narrative.
is a huge problem, because
but that's not who you're trying to win. You're
Right.
trying to win the people in the middle who don't follow this stuff, who haven't made up their mind, that are the normies that just want to grill. Those are the people you need to win.
Right.
And if you tell those people, you know, fuck trans people, they're degenerate, they're disgusting, blah, 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 blah.
Anything,
do
you understand what I'm saying, though? Anything
wait,
other than
but
affirmation is spun as fuck trans people.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you find what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah. I
Okay.
do understand.
That's right. The trans activists are going to say that no matter what you do. Yes. That's
Right.
so that's going to be put in a box, and we're not going to address that because there's nothing you can do to change that.
But I
Okay.
do believe that the normies think right now anything other than affirmation is what you secretly mean is screw trans people. I think
Right,
that's the
but
normie position right now.
well, no, I think the normie that might be some of the normie position, but that's because a lot of the people who are against the trans stuff are not putting forward an argument like I'm saying,
Right.
where they're saying yes, gender dysphoria is real, but it's a medical condition, and there needs to be an alternative to transitioning.
Right. Yeah.
That's part of the medical procedures for this. That's
Yeah.
the problem. The problem is that when people think of the anti-trans side, they think of someone foaming at the mouth, screaming that
Yeah.
that they hate trans people.
Yeah.
And the right's not putting forward a high road. They're not putting forward a good alternative. And that's what I think they should be doing. If they want to be persuasive to the normies in the middle that just want to grill and are not following all this shit. And that's who you have to win on these issues.
Yeah.
Joe the Mig, thanks so much for being a free will seeker for 7 months. Says Adam friended 2022. No uggos.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No uggos.
That's my platform. Actually,
Comic here
uggos
for
are people
$5
too,
says
so.
mayo is great. Problem is that mayo is not cool to eat. You can thank the film Undercover Brother for that.
Oh, really?
You never seen Undercover Brother?
I think I have. I'll look it up real quick.
Undercover Brother was a very horrible movie from like the early 2000s or 90s. That was all about racial stereotypes of black and white people. And there's a part where he has to pretend that he's like an Oreo.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of the test to find out if he's an Oreo is he has to eat like a sandwich with mayonnaise on it. Because, the stereotype is black people hate mayonnaise.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And so he has like, and since he's like a secret agent, as he's like putting it in his mouth, he can like spray secret hot sauce onto the mayo so that he can tolerate it as he puts it in his mouth. That movie is
That's
like
a good move.
I can't imagine if that movie came out today, like people's minds would just explode. The whole thing is just making fun of all these racial stereotypes.
Oh God, I want to go back to that time so badly.
I know.
It's
I
like
know.
who is being offended by that shit?
Well, that's what's so sad is that in that time period, that's why, racism got so much worse because in that time period, a movie like Undercover Brother could come out. Like this movie came out and was in theaters and no one complained about it being racist or cared. They just laughed at these racial stereotypes and said, oh, these are funny jokes.
Right. Yeah.
Period. And it's horribly sad that we've moved from a society that was, I think, really going in the right direction of not being racist into people just being so concerned about race again because of the left, the far left.
Yeah.
That cringe for $5 says the lesbians took Velma from me. I'll never forgive them.
Yeah, Velma was always a lesbian, though. What are you talking about? Who didn't think Velma was a lesbian?
Well, there is an episode of Johnny Bravo where she's trying to hook up with Johnny Bravo. So,
I mean, if you didn't know that Velma was a lesbian, I mean, I feel sorry for you.
Wow. So there's a new Scooby-Doo / Velma cartoon where she's supposedly openly a lesbian. So there you go. Yeah. She wasn't lesbian in the movies, in the live action movies.
Oh, did she have a boyfriend or something?
I'm trying to remember. There was some guy that she was into.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know who was the actress. Who was the actress of Velma in the Scooby-Doo live action movie? Because she was way hotter than Daphne in the movie. Who I believe was Sarah Michelle Gellar was Daphne, right?
Okay. This is hot. Oh, okay, maybe. I don't like bangs, so I'm not a big fan of bangs.
I said the actress, Linda Cardellini. Linda Cardellini is hot. And she was hot in Scooby-Doo. You're crazy. Here, I'm going to send you a picture, Adam. Tell me how you feel about this, all right? Tell me how you feel about Velma.
All right. Is that it?
How do you feel? No. I sent you a DM.
A DM?
You got up and walked away.
I feel like my cat was going to throw up on my desk. And I was
no.
Yeah, probably not a good move.
Okay. I want you to tell me how you feel about Velma.
I mean, that's an interesting picture.
You still think she's not hot?
No.
Okay.
not my type, but
Look at this.
I can't
Look
bring
at Adam
I
over
can't
here.
bring it up because
Why
it's
can't you
like
bring it up?
because it's sexualized content.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, this was in a movie. Wait, okay. Maybe you can bring this one up.
How hilarious would it be if we got our stream taken down by the Keffels crew over that
I want
fucking
you,
picture?
listen, you got to bring this picture up. The chat has, okay, we need a poll here. I know this is unrelated to the drama, but we need a Daphne Velma poll. Okay?
No, let's not bring it up.
Bring it up. Don't
It's
be.
not important.
It is important. This is very important.
This is sexualized content.
Bring it. No, it's not. It's just a girl with a low cut shirt.
Okay.
Bring it up.
It's going to be
We
hilarious.
won't do the poll. We won't do the poll, but you bring it up.
I just can't believe you want to do it in this stream. This is like
Yeah.
the worst stream to do this in.
Well, listen. It's a comedy show.
Well, I'm literally calling Keffels ugly in this stream. Okay. This stream,
Well, what does that have to
this
do with
stream is
anything?
going to be targeted. So you're like,
Good.
here, let's.
Let it be targeted.
Okay.
That'll only give us more power. Okay. See, the chat says this is important. This is very important.
This is not important. In the
This is
least.
super important.
This is not.
JP Mexican
important in
says
the
check
least
Discord
bit.
for a message from Paul. I don't. Where did you send this? I don't see where you did. You DM it to me?
Here's
on
the
Discord?
picture,
I don't see
okay?
anything.
Evidently, Sitch is crazy for Velma here. Even
No,
though
listen.
she's
You said
even though she's a lesbian.
that she's ugly or not hot, and I'm just contesting this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I still
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nope.
This is more important than Nick Recato. There you go.
This is
An
a
existential threat not to post this.
this is a giant nope for Adam, guys. Take notes.
Right. Right.
Oh
There you
god.
go.
She looks like Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Who's that?
I think that's why you like her.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Kelly Sue DeConnick is?
No, who's that?
She
Kelly
is
Sue
an American
DeConnick.
comic book writer. That is like a giant feminist. She did.
Oh my God, she doesn't look anything like. Oh, you take that back. You take that back. I'm looking at her right now. That's awful.
Sitch is in love with Kelly Sue
Stop.
DeConnick. You guys heard it here first.
Stop it. That is blasphemy. That you would compare. I can't believe you. I can't believe you.
I did. It's too late. It's out there. Everyone knows
My
your
God.
secret now.
Oh my God.
Can I take,
Death by
can I take
Slothford-
it down now? Do I have to keep looking at it?
Yeah, you can take it down, baby. Death by Slot for $2 says since Taylor Lorenz called what Rekieta did a quote Gamergate style harassment campaign, I propose we call any amount of doxing by left wingers as a Taylor Lorenz style harassment campaign.
Oh,
she
that's
seems
good.
to like being famous. That's a brilliant idea. Yes,
I do like that.
we should start calling what Keffels did a Taylor Lorenz style harassment campaign, or call it pulling a Keffels.
Mm-hmm.
When you dox someone. So this is a Keffels style harassment campaign. Sitch's mom, oh my God, my mother for $2 says, Sitch, when are you starting up a Rumble and or Odyssey channel? You've covered enough people that someone will make false claims against your channel. Also, Adam, I know you won't post the DMs I sent of Sitch and Tifa cosplay, you coward.
Oh, I'm going to post them. I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, Mrs. Sitch.
Uh-huh. Okay. Those DMs were sent to you in confidence.
Sure.
You asshole. CT for $2 says, so this is about the Mario movie. Sitch, hear me out. They could have just gotten Mario, Charles Martinet, to do Mario's voice in the movie. You know, the dude has been doing it since 1992 and not Chris Pratt, LOL. I don't know. Here's the thing. You know, we all used to the Mario voice of, it's me, Mario, you know, wah, yeah, you know, making all those weird Mario sounds. And like, that's fine in like a video game where all you have to hear is, what? You just have to hear like one line. I can't imagine an entire movie where a character talks like this. I mean, that would just be like, that would just be so grating to hear the Mario voice the entire time. So I don't know. Maybe it was the right decision.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. They obviously wanted a big name like Chris Pratt anyway. Too,
Yeah, Chris
but-
Pratt is a big celebrity. That's why they went with it. obviously.
If he's just doing
Chris
a normal
Pratt
voice,
sells tickets.
I know, but it will be. I haven't seen the trailer yet because it came out while we're streaming. But it will be weird to see like a Chris Pratt normal voice coming out of the Mario mouth. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's highly dependent on the script. I don't have a lot of confidence that it will be a good script. The first Mario movie was terrible, but I guess we'll find out. CTE for $2 says, "Hey, can you guys pass along a message for Eco Shadox for me? It's quote, don't tell me what to do. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Kisses." Well, there you go, Eco Shadox. CT says, don't tell me what to do. I don't know what that's in relation to, but there you go. Solo Doge for $2 says, "I know you disagree, but free markets have already been solving this more than any regulations could. We already saw this with Crowder, who gained more money and viewers from his bans. YouTube wants more regulations because they can lobby to shape it in a way that benefits them. YouTube has been dying and competition is moving in. It's the same creative destruction we've always seen, and the free market already solves this." I completely disagree with you, Solo Doge. YouTube will never die.
Too.
I completely disagree with you. YouTube will never die because YouTube is owned by Google, and so much of the ad revenue on the internet is completely controlled by Google. There isn't an alternative. There isn't an alternative.
And also, big content creators get more powerful when this happens to them, but they're small content creators that get their channels nuked all the time, and they don't get any recourse whatsoever. They don't get a bigger channel. They're just out. They're just fucked, basically.
Right.
So, I mean, and the number of people that get fucked every day by this system way outnumbers the Steven Crowders of the world, or even the Nick Ricciardo, who already has a big platform and will weather this storm just fine. I'm certain of it. So
yeah, that's exactly it.
Mid-level creators, small creators, screwed.
Right. And yeah, YouTube wants some there's certain regulations that YouTube would want passed that would make it harder for entry into the marketplace for other smaller startup companies. But YouTube desperately does not want to have to be able to justify YouTube and Twitter do not want to have to justify bans to people. They don't want to have to conceptualize people's YouTube and Twitter accounts as digital property. And it's weird to me. And I don't understand how anyone who's like more libertarian minded does not feel like the content that you produce and the accounts that you make on YouTube and on Twitch and on Twitter, that 100% should be conceptualized as digital property. And as a property owner, you should have rights.
Yes.
And those rights need to be enforced by the government.
Property rights.
So yeah, those property rights need to be enforced by the government. So I don't let your emotions towards hearing the word government regulations kind of just take over.
But Stitch, these platforms are a private company.
Well,
it's like so are home builders.
Right.
It doesn't change the property rights.
Right. Bishop Cruz for $10 says, "Sitch is generally making a straw man." What? "The right has said it's a medical and psychological condition for years. Anything that isn't 100% affirmation is considered bigotry. No real discussion allowed." Bishop, I don't know what spaces you exist in, but that's 1000% not true. That's so fucking not true. It's almost baffling to me that you think that the mainstream rights position has been it's a medical and psychological condition for years. I don't even know how to respond to that. That is so not true. That is shockingly not true. You just got to look at our chat to see that that's not true. Like, that's insanely not true. I don't even know. That's like, I don't know what world I don't know where you're watching. I don't know where you're getting your information. If this is your experience, but.
What's up? Are we done?
Oh, wait a minute. JP Mexican sent me something. He says, Paul wanted me to send this to you.
We're gonna click over to 2 hours here in a second. Just
I know, but this is the it's related to JP. I don't know why you should.
If this video goes over to 2 hours, it's like gonna get. I know people hate it when I talk about the views thing.
Okay. We'll play it next time. Anyways.
Oh, that's it? All right.
That's
nice. I put up a picture of your dream girlfriend just
there you go.
Pull us out of the stream.
Wow. Well, at least it wasn't Kelly Sue. Okay.
You're right.
It was Linda Cardellini, who is hot, and you were crazy. Anyways, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for incredibly generous donations. I put Nick's socials in the description. His Rumble is locals. Go over there, subscribe, to his Rumble, at least, his Odyssey, his locals. Give Nick support. We will support him as much as we can, and we hope he gets his YouTube channel back
ASAP. Yeah.
ASAP as soon as possible.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. That's very true. That's very true.
That'd be amazing. So are we done? Do we have any more super chats?
We have super
Are we good?
chats.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Let me see, because there's one that we got before stream that I sent to you. Tristan Verhacky, thanks so much, Tristan. Tristan has been a 7-month Discipline Equals Freedom member.
Amazing.
Amazing. Says late and message not sent, edit and try again.
Uh-oh.
I guess the message wouldn't let him write late and gay.
He's probably trying to call us gay.
Yeah.
They won't even let you say gay on YouTube anymore.
It
Wow.
just means happy, okay?
I know. Maybe they changed the definition to mean something else.
Well, that's why we have the late emoji, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Kyle Petty, weighed in for another $20. Thank you, Kyle. Says, sorry to clarify, the game was modified and he technically did cheat, but he didn't know the person who made the mod did that. It sounds like he could be lying, but Carl's investigation definitely seemed like it wasn't intentional. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That could be fair. That could definitely be fair, yeah.
So he thought it was a mod that didn't help him succeed.
Well, that
in
might
the
have
game.
done something else.
Right.
He didn't realize it had some element to it. So that's totally fair.
It's just a mod that gave him like a fancy skin
Maybe
or
did
something.
maybe did something else. Yeah.
Okay. I gotcha.
Kenneth Kraus, also known as Kidnish Cargo, thanks so much for being a free will seeker for 3 months. Says, I was given one of these alt-right playbook videos in a Discord server I'm in. I watched it shortly before I shut it off. You all are stronger men than I.
Gotta get
Well,
to
we
the
have
true
a-
insanity.
Well, it's not that we're stronger. We have an incentive to do it, which is to watch it with you fine folks.
Yeah. To make fun of it. Make some
Right.
jokes.
Right.
Burn that
I
bridge
couldn't-
with Ian more.
I literally could, like, if if we didn't have this stream and I wasn't a YouTuber,
We wouldn't watch
I-
any of these videos.
I would watch this video for like a minute and I'd start shouting to no one.
Yeah.
I start shouting to myself in an empty house and lose my mind. Like, and I've actually done this even with the stream where I'll watch a video and I'll pause it every 30 seconds just to yell at no one. And I can't watch the rest of the video. It's just too, like,
This
it's
is
too
what
much.
happened with me with the last Rings of Power video. I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, this is so fucking painful. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even worse because you're watching it and you understand the feelings that the writers and producers are expecting you to have, but you don't have any of those feelings whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So it is just like, it makes you hate those people.
Right.
They'll think this is so cool when she drops off her horse and does a little
Oh my
somersault.
God.
And I know
That
it's
was
ridiculous.
Okay, what was worse? And I want to chat the way on this. What's worse? So in the first episode of Sammy Says the Gators Will Listen to You. That's true, they do. Maybe that's why I get so many gators come in the house. Sammy Says the Gators Will Listen to You. That's true, they do. Maybe that's why I get so many gators come in the house, because they hear me ranting and they want to listen. Okay, so what's worse? So in the first episode of Rings of Power, the guy puts his sword down and Galadriel runs up it, and he flips her with the sword.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she flies through the air. She cuts the troll. Or she's riding a horse. Someone shoots an arrow at her. She falls over as if she's like a marionette and you just cut all of her strings. And she just literally falls over upside down. And then for no reason continues holding up her body upside down for like another 40 feet, where she cuts a goblin orc in half upside down for no reason before riding herself.
Yeah, it's the second one. Obviously, the last one was
Right.
just way more ridiculous.
It looked so dumb.
Yeah, it didn't look cool.
No, it looked terrible. It looked terrible.
Everything to do with the battle is just ridiculous.
I know.
Ridiculous.
Did you hear the story about the guy who married a gator? I mean, I hear about that story every day.
I mean, morons have to be writing this stuff.
Morons are writing. The Ring of Power is so poorly written. It's baffling.
What video are you working on now?
She-Hulk, how, they always say that we need to have diversity in the writing room because a bunch of cishet white males can't write, female characters properly, and they can't write non-white characters properly.
Right.
And She-Hulk takes a sledgehammer to that idea because you have a show that's written by women featuring women characters, and they make all the female characters horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary because I feel like they don't even really know how to make people likable. They don't it's a mystery to them what makes people likable.
True.
That's a scary world to live.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put that in there.
Don't steal my good stuff. What are you doing?
I am until you finish the comic and are making your own videos. I can steal everything.
You're welcome to even if I am making my own videos, steal away.
Oh, thank you. You can't steal any of my ideas though.
Well, wait a second here.
It goes one way.
We're in an idea polyamorous relationship here.
Okay.
We get to share our ideas with the world and each other and everyone. Come on, this is a free idea love situation here.
Right. Christian Baller, thanks so much, Christian Baller. Who Adam, you should really bring up that the deep fake.
No, it's not gonna happen.
Christian Baller, who made an amazing Ian Danskin Adam-friended deepfake, and a Milo Yiannopoulos Adam-friended deepfake.
It's not amazing. I don't know why you'd call it that.
Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up.
It's like the worst of me and the worst of Milo. It's ridiculous.
Well, I didn't send you the last one he made, or the first one he made. He actually also made a...
Good.
Here you go.
Christian, stop making these. They're not fun.
Do you see the one I just sent you?
I'm not even going to look. I'm deleting Twitter.
Look at it. Look at it, Adam.
I'm deleting
Behold.
Twitter. Oh my God.
Do you know who Sonic Chew is, Adam?
Okay, I might bring this one up.
You like this one?
This one's just ridiculous.
You won't bring up the Ian Danskin one or the Molly Yiannopoulos one, but you'll bring up the Sonic Chew.
Here you go, guys. Here you go. I think I'm going to change this one to my avatar. Make this one my Twitter avatar for a while. Who is this? It's Chris Chan, right?
That's Chris Chan, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think you knew who Chris Chan was.
Well, come on.
There's Adam Chan.
I keep track of what's going on the interweb, so I know. I'm not square, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not a normie, for heaven's sakes.
That's Adam Chan, everybody.
Yeah,
that's
there
Adam
you go.
Chan.
The other, not Sammy G's beautiful Adam Chan. This is the scary Adam Chan.
The Chris friended Adam Chan.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh my God. Oof. Thank you, Christian. You should really show that one.
Christian, your work is done here. Thank you for the super chat.
Christian for 7 months. 7 months, remember. Says, sorry it's been long since the last super chat. Been very busy and haven't been able to watch the live streams. I'm thinking Chris Chan for the next Adam deepfake. Keep up the great work, guys. Well, thank you, Christian. And you too.
Yeah.
You keep up the great work as well.
Yeah, thanks.
I can hear your voice is just dripping with happiness.
We love you.
Oh, hey, Hot Diggity Demon. Hot Diggity Demon says, please ask Adam to describe what he knows about Chris Chan. That's a good game. What do you know about
Chris Chan is a guy who decided to...
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Guy?
Chris Chan is a woman who I guess had lesbian sex with his mom.
Oh, so you do know all that. Okay, never mind. You
Since
do know all
since she's actually a woman,
Right.
and there's some her
How old was
mom
she?
is
How old she was?
he a him or a her when he actually had
I
sex
don't.
with her?
I have no idea.
So there's evidently
She was like 78, 79 or something.
right,
She was,
and
she was,
she's
she was old.
mentally disabled or something like
Yes,
that.
supposedly.
And there's some crazy psycho woman on the internet that basically tried to talk him into having sex with his mom, and then
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
got
yes.
got a live stream going or talked to him on a call and got him to admit that he had sex with his mom, and then the authorities got involved and arrested him for having sex with his mom.
It's super fucking dark.
Like I wasn't. Did he transition after he got arrested and now he's in a women's prison or
I
something?
have no idea. No,
Right.
no, because I'm looking a picture of Chris Chan being arrested, and they're appear to be transitioning.
Is
The cop has a look on his face where he's like, "This fucking weird."
Chris Chan in prison?
I don't know. Good question.
Chris Chan did not escape jail despite the rumors. Oh yeah, he is in prison.
Chris Chan is a transgender woman, but is in a male prison.
Right. So he didn't. Now he's in a male prison. Okay.
Right. Or at least when this article is written.
So authorities were like,
Yeah, I forgot that element, that the reason there was some like super weird psychotic woman who was like, wasn't he like in love with her or something?
Who-
She was in love with her.
who is Chris Chan and did she escape from prison?
Wasn't
September.
did the woman, like, did she kind of pressure him into having sex with his mom, or did she just pressure him into admitting that he had sex with his mom? Or claiming that he had sex with his mom? I don't know if it was ever proven.
I thought she convinced him to have sex with his mom and then admit it.
Okay.
But Chris Chan is a famous internet personality that has had a bunch of people trolling
Damn.
him.
Right.
Well, they were trolling him when he was a him.
Right.
Yeah. So, historically.
They're apparently they're still waiting trial.
Nice.
Someone claims that he said that he transitioned to get laid. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, moving on from Christian. Oh, that's right. So we've started doing a thing. Chris
Christian-
transitions that he wears a dress and stop getting haircuts. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, he's
But,
got pretty big boobs. Just on,
Well,
without
could just be fat, you know.
without even
Not even
hormone
taking
therapy.
hormones. Yeah. Impressive.
I mean,
so
he
we did
got
something.
boobs. Let's just say he got boobs the fun way, right? By
There
eating
you
like
go.
4 cheeseburgers a day.
There you go. So we did something fun people liked last week. It was CT sent you a picture of a Pokemon.
Oh, you want to do
You-
that again?
We're doing that again. You described it,
Right.
and then don't say in the chat what you and then so you have to guess what Pokemon Adam is describing based off of how he decides to name the Pokemon. Okay. And don't say it in the chat. Do not say it in the chat. Go on the Discord. There's some place on the Discord where you say what you think the guess is, and if you get it right, you win some kind of prize. I don't know what the prize is, but you win something.
Flamingo Fox.
So,
That's the Pokemon.
okay, I wasn't there yet, but okay. So the Pokemon Adam is now looking at today, you called it a Flamingo Fox.
Yep.
Flamingo Fox. Okay, so go to the Discord and type in what you think. What Pokemon?
That's not what it's actually called. I would be amazed
No,
if that's
it is not
what
actually
it's
called the
actually
Flamingo Fox. No.
What was the last one that we did? I can't.
So the
I
last
can't
one.
go back that far.
You can go back. The last one was.
Oh, panda. Panda fish,
Panda Fish.
I believe.
Where is
Don't
it?
quote me on that. I see
The
the
last
Pokemon.
one. Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. You called it panda fish.
I think maybe.
And it's actually called oshawott.
Okay.
Oshawott. Oshbagosh.
Oshtwat.
Oshtwat. Okay, you called Oshtwat panda fish. And so this week we have flamingo fox. So
Right.
go to the
Yeah.
Discord, type in your guess, win something. Win some kind of magical prize. I don't know what it is.
You gonna
Maybe it's just
win
recognition.
something?
Maybe it's just fame. Maybe it's a month of Nitro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where in the Discord do you guess? I don't know, CT. Where in the Discord do you guess? That's a good question.
You can't link directly to the guest station.
Right.
That's the problem with Discord. Anyway, that was fun.
Don't ban. You can't listen. You cannot. You're not allowed to ban Vinny the Doberman. Okay, Vinny the Doberman is official mascot of. Okay, he's just been timed out. That's fine. You can time out Vinny. You can't ban.
What did he get
Vinny
timed
is the
out
official
for?
mascot of someone who just hates our guts and loves us simultaneously at the same time. So
Oh, Lucifer. It's a Doberman fight.
it was.
That's what's
That's what
going on.
Vinny said. He said this is Doberman on Doberman violence.
Look at that. As long as it's in good fun.
So there you go. There you go. Anyway, CT, where in the Discord do they answer this question?
Yeah, what's going on, CT? Discord action.
Lucifer says he asked me to ban him. Okay, there you go.
All
He's
right.
like the Joker. He's like, ban me. Come on, ban me.
I dare you.
Okay, so here's Flamingo
How
Fox.
on earth is a oshawott a panda fish? Adam
It
needs
looks
to
kind of
get,
like a panda fish.
Adam needs to get his prescriptions checked. Wait, what? You say my glasses are off?
Uh-huh.
I just got a fresh prescription, so
Mm.
panda fish is one of my faves. Really? Huh.
There you go.
Sammy G likes panda fish.
It should be called. I think panda fish is a better name than Oshtwat. That seems pretty offensive, but
Do we have something lined up for next week? I think tentatively we have
if we can get Kurt and
Kerp.
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 Kerp? Who's Kerp?
I mean, that's what they call him sometimes on
Oh, okay.
Kyle's show. Kerp.
We have,
I think it's a joke.
Yeah, I would assume we have
Kerp.
Kurt. We have Kerp. Yeah.
And he might even get us Ryan Long. Ryan Long might be on with Kerp. So
Yeah, that would be awesome if we can get Kurt and Ryan Long
Right.
To come on. And you know what they want to do? You know what the both of them want to do with us?
they want to make fun of Vosh.
They want to make fun of Vosh. That's right.
Right, yeah.
That's right.
So
So that'd be awesome if we have Kurt Metzger and Ryan Long
Right.
shitting on Vosh with us. Would be a lot of fun. So
Kurt's got a Vosh video that he wants us to destroy Vosh. Well, actually, he said he was watching it alone and it was driving him insane.
he
So
was
he
doing what
wanted to
I was.
watch it
Yeah,
with
he's
us.
doing what I'm doing. He's yelling at no one about a video, and he reached out to us and said, "You have to cover this video with me because it makes me insane."
Yeah. Welcome to the internet. This is like
Right.
this is 90% of what makes the internet fun.
Right. I still haven't watched that video. I need to watch that video. So
It'll be fun with Kurt.
yeah,
No, regardless, anyway.
Right.
I think Kurt
CT
said he,
put a link to where to guess the Pokemon name.
I should look because Kurt said he might be touring with a really big name comedian.
Oh, that's cool.
Did he
Yeah,
tell
you
you
asked me
about
about it.
that?
No. In the DMs? Did you say that?
Yeah. Louis C.K.
Oh wow.
He thinks he got a
Okay.
tour lined up with Louis C.K. That'd be
That would be
pretty
amazing. yeah.
Fucking. That would be pretty amazing.
Maybe Lewis will masturbate in front of him and he could get,
Film
be
it.
part of that story.
Film it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can come on our.
Stitch, are you okay with comedians coming on the show? That's really pushing the comedy show vibes. There you go.
I mean, Kyle Dunnigan came on our 200 show with Kurt.
That was
and it was
hilarious,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
the face swap thing. Is that what motivated you?
To do the face swap. A little bit. I
Andrew
can't-
Clark, thanks so much for the $2. Says no, he dragged the kid around violently. I don't remember what that was in the context of. He dragged the kid around violently.
What?
What were we talking about, Andrew? I don't know if Andrew's still around. Oh, whatever. Uh, Drawcher, thanks so much for the 10 pounds. Says the problem is that sexual orientation is now an identity to these people. There's no way they would want to just state their preference because to them, that would be erasing their identity. There you go. Oh, they're talking about Harambe.
Hmm.
Andrew said Harambe dragged the kid around violently before they shot him.
Really? I don't remember that happening.
Harambe
Yeah,
kid.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
grabbed and dragged by Harambe.
But lovingly, right?
I mean, I don't know.
You know how cats
I don't know.
pick up their kittens and kind of drag them around?
That was in 2016. I felt like that was way earlier. I thought that was like in 2012.
Really?
It was
No way.
2016.
Come on. 2012.
Everything is.
The internet didn't even exist in 2012.
I've been watching Community again, and I was just so upset when like they talk about like how long ago that show was on. Like, fuck, it's so long ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh no, he drags that kid around pretty violently.
Well,
So
cool.
he's got that kid must have been like shitting at bricks. So he's kind of got the kid in like a corner. I forgot about this video. It's been so long. And he drags the kid by the leg,
Mhm.
like a pretty reasonable distance. Though the kid is doing, I mean, I guess the kid's smart because he's not like freaking the fuck out and like flailing around or anything.
Hmm.
But no, Harambe is dragging the kid around all over the place. So
How dare
yeah.
he? Maybe the kid was bad. Maybe the kid is racist or something. So
Oh, you know what? It's true.
he could be
Maybe the kid
racist
was
against
racist.
gorillas.
He could have been a
Might-
gorillaist.
Might have
So-
called him the N-word. He could have put a noose around Harambe's neck and said, "This is MAGA country, bitch."
There you go. There
And
you go.
then Harambe would have every right to do what he's doing.
There you go. Harambe's death shifted the election result. Right. Yeah, he dragged the kid around like a toy. Yeah. Yep. Harambe's in animal hell with Cecil. Oh, wait a minute. Cecil didn't do anything wrong, right? Wasn't Cecil just like a random lion that got shot?
Well, yeah, Cecil. I thought Cecil was like on a hunting trip. The dentist that killed Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil wasn't
I
like
forgot
attacking a
about
person.
Cecil
He was just
the lion.
Cecil, I believe, was just chilling out and then got killed.
That was one of
pretty
the
grossly.
first cancel culture things. See, the dentist who got axed by Cecil, who got canceled over Cecil the lion.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a podcast about how, going on these big game hunts, the animals that they target for the people to kill, first of all, they pay a bunch of money, like
Right, of course.
$50,000 or whatever. And that $50,000 goes to managing the resources to keep the animals safe and not going extinct, deal with
Sure,
poachers
to some
and
extent,
stuff
yeah,
like
right,
that.
Right.
But the ones that they let the hunters target are the ones that are these animals that just go around killing far more animals. Like Cecil was probably one of the lions that had killed the head of a bunch of different prides and ate the cubs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I don't know because I don't remember. It's been since Cecil was like 2015, so it's been a long time.
Yeah.
This article is claiming that Cecil was somehow lured out of a protected area.
Right.
I don't know how they lured. So this could be wrong. This article is claiming that they lured him out of an area in which that he couldn't hunt him to hunt him. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right. So that's that's not what you're describing. This is far shadier than what you're describing.
Right.
Right.
But that might just be Ian Danskin might have wrote that article. Who knows?
Well, okay. Oh my God, this is insane. In 2017, Xanda. A son of Cecil was legally shot by trophy hunters in Zimbabwe. Jesus. How many lions are getting fucking shot? There you go. God, the Cecil line is cursed. Anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Mystery for $10 says, hey, thanks for the shout out to our moldy bread. I'm noticing some big names in chat. Don't be scared to check it out. I got to go radicalize the new members. There you go. Radicalize them all. True. There you go.
Don't radicalize anyone, guys. Unless
They
you're
already got the
radicalizing them
Pokemon.
for good.
Do you want to know what the actual Pokemon's name is?
Sure.
The Flamingo. What'd you say?
Fox.
Flamingo Fox. Yes.
The Flamingo Fox.
Yes. They got it quick. The Pokemon's name is Zoru.
Of course they got
Zorua.
it quick because I am.
Zorua.
Look, I try to give you guys good clues, good hints.
Mm.
Flamingo Fox. Everyone looked at that Pokemon and said, "That's it. Look, obviously it's a Flamingo Fox." Adam knows his shit.
Well, there you go. It was a white and pink or white and red Zorua because it looks like it's normally gray and not the picture that CT sent us. So I don't know what the color
Oh, really?
variations are, but
Hmm.
back in my day, the Pokemon didn't have any color variations. They were all the same.
Yeah.
Chitachi says, lions don't pay taxes, so why should we care? There you go. There you go.
Wowzers.
Sanity Now for $5 says, Innuendo Studios put on a Gamergate video last year, 7 years late. So him putting out this video just 5 years late is an improvement in timeliness.
How does
you
this
go.
video get 500,000 views though? What the
It's
hell?
insane. I don't know. It's totally crazy to me. Because all the lefty shithead channels blow it up, I guess. I have to
Here
watch.
it is, all the evidence.
I have to watch Hassan's reaction to this. I'm very curious if Hassan just is like, yeah, this is such a good video. Oh my god, this is so good.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we got to hit that. Definitely got to hit that.
Solidoge, also known as blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. For $5. Did you know that it was actually, there's a question, who blew up the Solidoge? I mean, who blew up the Solidoge? Who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline? Was it America? Was it Ukraine? Was it Russia? Was it a false flag? No, it turned out it was Solidoge the whole time. It was the Doge.
I expected it was Solidoge, so I was
Yes.
the only one who wasn't in the dark.
You predicted this? Okay.
I did.
He says, Disco Elysium devs thanking Karl Marx on stage and then immediately losing their jobs and going to the loony bin is hilarious. Free markets win again. I'm unfamiliar with this story. Wait.
What? What happened?
What? Disco Elysium devs reveal some team members left involuntarily? Wait, what is the story about this? They went on stage, thanked Karl Marx, and then they got fired? That's pretty bizarre.
What is Disco Elysium,
Oh, it's a video game.
if I might ask?
It's a video game.
Video?
A video game. I've never played it, but it's
Sounds
supposed to be
awesome.
very popular among the gamers. Okay, I'll look at the story later.
Did you
Yeah,
see?
Richards, thank you so much.
Did you see Elon Musk brought his robot out?
I did see that, yeah.
His Tesla robot. What did you think
And
of
all I
that?
could think of is how are you supposed to fuck it? Doesn't look very hot.
Right. I mean, it can give you a back rub.
I might have only thought that because I was listening to Scott Adams today, and he spent a large portion talking about how he had a very good conversation with a female AI and how it's going to replace like human interactions. So,
What the fuck? Really? Did you really?
I mean, I don't think that's untrue. You think that's ridiculous?
No.
Okay.
Obviously not. I mean,
Though it was funny, he said,
I don't know that it's going to replace. I mean,
No,
that's the thing
right.
that where
Right,
I'm
right,
kind
right,
of
of
like,
course.
what? Replace female interactions?
right. Supplement.
Yeah, supplement. Exactly. There you go. It's like just a supplement.
There you go. Is it? Imagine having that conversation with your girlfriend slash wife. Oh,
Mhm.
it's not she on you. It's just a supplemental robot
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Yeah.
This could be very 20 years from now, 10 years from now. I don't know when it's gonna happen. By 20 years, it will definitely happen, right?
Yeah.
20 years from now, when people have like sex robots and it's like mainstream, it's gonna be wild. I'm very curious as what like society's gonna look like at that point.
I feel like we've had a conversation where I've said it's going to be within 20 years and you have scoffed at that. And now
Having
you
sex
seem
robots?
on board with it. Yeah.
No, your 20 years was about having. It wasn't about sex robots. I think you said like general AI or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you can have sex robots. You can have sex robots way before you have general AI. I mean, come on,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
that's easy. Yeah,
Because it
because
doesn't have to
the
it
first
doesn't have to have a
iteration.
brain. It just has to walk around and look sexy.
Well, no, the first iteration I would predict would be the robot itself would look like a robot that just has something you could stick, into, and then you'll put on your like VR headset and it'll look like whatever you want.
Oh, that's so bad.
You know that's what it's gonna be like.
That's so bad. That's not a good loving experience.
You say that until you try it, okay?
I'm not going to try that.
Listen, if the husband gets a robot girlfriend, the wife gets a robot boyfriend, equality. Listen, that's fair. Okay.
That's total. I mean, I'm trying to think if I would be jealous of a robot, like if my wife was having sex with a robot.
Of course you would. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not sure I would, to be honest with you.
You're telling me okay, you're not thinking this through.
I mean,
If
it's
you,
basically just like a big vibrator, right?
yeah, but if you hear your wife fucking a robot in another room,
Right. Yeah, you're
screaming
right.
her
Yeah,
lungs.
yeah. I'm gonna get jealous. Never
Yeah,
mind.
okay.
Never mind. That's
Right.
not gonna be. That's
Okay.
not gonna be comfortable.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, I see. I see you're using your human-sized vibrator.
Right. No,
Yeah.
you'll get jealous, but it'll be weird because then you'll have one too. So then you'll be like,
Right.
well, I guess fair is fair, right?
I guess. I mean,
It's only gonna work if both people are allowed to have one. If one person's allowed to have one, it's like,
or you.
or no one has one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, if you're in a relationship with someone and you guys have
real
sex
woman.
regularly, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe you won't want one, but
Sure. I mean, you might want one, but maybe you won't get one.
Sammy says just join in, Adam. Well, there you go.
That's-
I mean, then it would. Well, see, that would be actually. I mean, that would be. There you go. Maybe you and your wife will have, your robot girlfriend, robot boyfriend. It'll be a massive robot foursome, Adam.
How about this? I put on a mech suit. No, come on. This is ridiculous.
Well, see, how weird would that be? Okay, wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
How would you feel? I'm actually shocked this isn't a thing. How is this not a thing? Am I a genius? I just discovered the next billion-dollar industry. Okay. You put on, well, here's the problem. This is all going to rely on when they can like perfect VR technology so that it doesn't require a big dorky headset. It's just
Enough
like a
with
little
the VR technology.
Well, no, this is the future. Listen.
You're like having sex with your wife, but as Avatar, as like the blue Avatar lady.
Bingo. That's what I was about to say. You get like your mini VR headsets and you have sex with your wife, but she can look and sound like any character you want. And then from her perspective, you look and sound like any character that she wants.
You finally figure out if she's Team Jacob or Edward.
There you go. Maybe she'll try both out. You don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, augmented reality sex. That's going to be the future. How is that not a thing already? Augmented reality sex.
I'm sure it is.
Well, it's entirely relies on as soon as they can get VR to be like the size of like sunglasses, then everything's going to change. As soon as they can get it small enough.
I thought they had
changes.
contacts you could put in your eyes.
Well, that would be another thing, but we're not there yet. I mean, obviously. So
I feel like we are there.
Where you have VR and contacts? No, what are you talking about?
Tell me about the EFAP conversation on Andor. Tell me the situation.
Oh,
Hold on,
so
where is when's Mahler going to show up in the chat? I want to
I don't
argue
know.
with Mahler about Andor.
Well, let me
Why is
read some super chats.
Why is Mahler?
Or you read some super chats. I gotta go to the bathroom really bad.
Okay, I'll read a super chat.
Do you know where we are? We're at Zara Richards.
Zara Richards.
7 months. Thank you so much, Zara Richards. For 7
Zara
months.
Richards for 7 months. I'm going to give you the special Adam can read treatment here.
Okay. Well,
Zara
good luck.
Richards for 7 months. I heard Ian loves burning orphanages down. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, it depends. I mean, if the orphanage is full of white people, and let's face it, white people are all racist. So, I mean, he's basically doing a public service then, right? I mean, in his eyes. Obviously, that's detestable in any normal person's eyes, but Ian is a rare person. Okay. Michael Sutton for $20 says, I saw this last night and oh wait, I think Sitch already read this one. I saw this last night and I'm so glad you all will review this video. I have something to listen to for 8 hours at work this Monday. Keep up God's work, fellas. S class stands for Sargon's class. Is he going backwards? I feel like maybe, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Oh, these go down. Was he going up? Kyle Petey for $20. Sorry to clarify. Oh, we've read this one too. I feel like we've read all these. I guess I can just read other ones, right? I guess he's going up. Okay, let me go that way then. Let's see. Diogenes for $20. Oh, I guess, what am I? It's like late. I'm tired. Obviously, they go up. No, they come out at the bottom. Diogenes for $20. I keep hearing about white conservative racism. I keep hearing about white conservative racism. This white liberal racism, that. Okay, that makes sense. But what if, plot twist, the person of color is racist against other people of color? Why don't I get a voice in that conversation? Well, I mean, I guess you could have a voice in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If a person of color is racist against other people of color, well, how racist? How?
It's impossible.
Okay. Well,
Impossible.
I only got 2 super chats read in the time you were gone, but mostly because I was going the wrong way. You seem to be reading them backwards, I guess.
No, I wasn't reading them backwards. What are you talking about?
I'm so confused right now.
Anyway, you read Zara Richards? Did you read Salty Triscuit for $6?
No.
Salty Triscuit. Did you read Zara Richards for 7 months? Free Will Seeker, thanks so much. Says, I heard Ian loves burning orphanages down.
Yeah, I read that one.
Okay. Salty Triscuit, thanks so much for the $6. Says, quote, after all these years, finally, I have them all. Ian looking at his book collection.
Right, yeah. His 5-book collection.
Yes.
All partisan books. I was only reading the $20 ones. That's why I was.
I already read the $20
I'm
ones.
confused.
Unless there was a new $20 one that you read.
No.
Goro Sarah, thanks so much for the $5. Says ContraPoints in a strawman competition when Innuendo Studios shows up. Mind blown. Octopus emoji. Haven't watched a single man in the stream yet, though. I might be wrong. There you go. I mean, and you like, ContraPoints last video totally was sucked and was weird and bizarre and dumb. But like ContraPoints, Looks like Albert Einstein next to a new Windows Studio. It's
We
like,
covered that video.
we did cover that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Someone said apparently there is an AR virtual reality contact lens. I'm shocked that the technology is that good
Yeah.
already.
I knew about this. I keep tabs on new
Oh, really?
developments. Sitch
How much
doesn't.
how much does that cost? That's got to cost like $1 million,
Who
right?
cares?
Look up Andrew Clark for $2 says look up Mojo Vision contact lenses like a Pip Boy. Oh my God, that's amazing. Wait. That's so cool. What? Oh my God. How much do these cost? I want these. This is amazing. They're like, you gotta look at this. It's called Mojo Vision. That's so cool. This is the future. You see like augmented reality in your fucking eyeballs.
Yeah, I know about this.
That's how do you know about this? Why don't you have these?
I follow a YouTube or I follow a Twitter account that is always posting all the new developments in technology. So I always
How do you
see
control it though?
it controls you. No,
No, but seriously, how do you control? You have to like control
I
through
don't
your
know.
phone or
Just
something.
wherever you look, and
No, but I mean like you have to change like the information that you see.
yeah,
That's so cool.
you just set it on Pornhub,
Exactly.
and every girl you see is naked all of a sudden. You're like, wow.
That's amazing. I didn't even, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit. That's going to be the future, Adam. That's insane. I didn't even think about that till you just said that.
You get to go on a date and be a dirty lecher.
Yeah, there's going to be people are going to have augmented reality glasses or contact lenses that has some algorithm that makes everyone you look at appear naked.
Yeah.
And it's going to sort of like it's going to like try to like figure out based on what they look like with clothing,
Right.
like try to give you as accurate as possible. That's
And
insane.
it's going to live stream it to your YouTube channel at the same
That's
time.
insane. Oh my, the future is going to be fucking wild. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can buy these though, because it doesn't look like you can on their website. It doesn't say like how much they cost or anything. So I'm assuming these are still in like the testing phase.
This
That's
is
still
the
pretty
future
cool.
the neo-reactionaries want.
Right. It says they think they're only going to cost $300 whenever they eventually come out.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's super cool. Yeah, so they're not quite out yet. There's still futzing with them. Very interesting. Anyway. Automata, thanks so much for the $5. Says lessons from the stream. Adam will kill again behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam's
Probably.
wife's hair must smell atrocious. Those are possibly related.
Maybe.
Oh,
We'll
Sammy G
see.
brings up a good point. She says, if the obesity rate keeps rising like it does, I don't know if you want the naked fish.
Oh, yeah, that could be bad.
That's a good point. Maybe you're right. I didn't even think about that. You won't want the naked vision because it's going to be too much like, no, too many like ugly people you're not going to want to see.
Can't we just put like the Thin 'em Down app in there, or is that going to
Maybe
be
you'll
like
do
a
both,
microaggression or something?
Maybe I'll do both.
You looked at me naked with a Thin app.
Yes.
We're no longer friends.
Right. What if you're like visiting your parents and you don't turn the naked vision on?
Mm-hmm.
How horrible would that be?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awful.
What'd you say? I was made.
I said, what if you visited your parents and you don't turn the naked vision on?
Oh, that would be bad. Yeah, that would be horrendous.
That'd be pretty bad.
Oh
I
man.
know, right? You're gonna be like, you'll never again the naked vision after that point.
I know.
Lucifer Doman, thanks so much for the 10 Canadian. Says everyone needs to check out Counterpoint's channel.